freedom. Obsessions always jumping through. I'm so tangled, I'm so worthy. I'm just lost in my reflection. Pay attention, you never will. I will overanalyze and fall victim. My venom lowers, time to get to know myself. I'm still tangled, I'm not worried, 'cause I am caught up in this perfection. Pay attention, yeah, you never will. 'Cause you depend, so you always will. If you arrest yourself again, I'll help you clean up the mess. I wonder if you ever did, yeah. I wonder if you ever did like I did. I wonder if you ever did, yeah. I wonder if you ever did like I did. Just wanna be free, yeah. Free, yeah. Free, yeah. Free, yeah. Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Do you need anything like I need you? I've got no place to change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't wanna hang around, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. Change the world, but I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. Your radiant truth, I know that you will understand, because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. Let's go! You're radiant. You're radiant. What's up, people? Dun, dun. Dude, how we doing? Oh, shit. Dude, shit, boss. Oh, man, what's going on? Dude. Dude. Like, what the fuck is going on, bro? Like, I mean, I don't know if you guys have noticed. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but like the online smear campaigns for 𝗙𝗪𝗪 is like crazy. Have you guys noticed that? Have you noticed like the influx of like attempted character assassination that's going on with him? It is insane. Made up stories.
There's like, of course, they're doing some sort of like transgender sort of thing too, or whatever. There's pictures of like somebody that's not him, like wearing a dress. And you know what I mean? It is insane. Yeah, Natalie, the clip that you played comparing him to BTK, we're going to look at that. I've been finding Twitter accounts that are spreading all sorts of misinformation. There's a number of false narratives that are coming through. Like one is there are Twitter accounts that are spreading a story that Alex was fired from his job because of like suspicious behavior. And then that appears to be coordinated with another set of stories that are like fake statements from his parents saying that he had been not well and that he had joined some sort of a group, right? It's like really weird. And now FBI, 𝗙ście𝗶𝗆𝗆's like, we're investigating this signal group or whatever. So you can tell that there is some like coordinated and guys, this is where it gets weird because it is like bot accounts coordinating with, Cam Higby coordinating with the head of the FBI. Okay. And that's where it gets fucking strange is it's not just bot accounts that are spreading some fake stories. It's bot accounts that are spreading fake stories while Newsmax anchors are saying shit, while Cam Higby is doing something, while the head of the FBI is doing something. It is like multi-layered coordination where they try to portray him as a problematic individual. They're spreading pictures around that make him look like he was transgender or some type of cross-dresser. And then Cam Higby's like, oh, there are these signal groups. And then there's fake stories about his parents saying, oh, he had joined some kind of group. And then 𝗙ście𝗶𝗆's like, we're investigating the signal groups. I mean, this shit is nuts. Okay? This shit is nuts. Yeah, and yeah, I know it is all absolutely coming from this administration. And so the thing is one of the things that is unnerving for me. Hold on. So one of the things that is unnerving for me, guys, is this shit. Okay, hold on. Is seeing this, right? The same time that this is going on, we see, right? We see this shit where you have the ICE agents wearing like meta glasses. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit is weird too, dude. You know that like these ICE agents are starting to wear these meta camera glasses and and like, so they're walking around just filming everybody in the crowd, like piping this shit up. We just don't know where this information is going. We don't know what's being done with that. So what is that for? Those are sunglasses made by Meta that have little cameras in them that are recording like all the time. So they're walking around with these glasses recording all of the people that are at protests, all of the people that are, interfering with ICE, and they're like storing that data. And I presume they're running it through facial identification software. And now, guys, where this gets really creepy is when you go into Trump trying to get everybody's voter data, okay? Right? And that is the shit that is weird, that like they're going after our voter data, which is like ostensibly to be able to build profiles on all the voters, find out which of these voters are protesting, right? I mean, this shit is not good, boss. This shit is not good. 𝗙𝗪𝗪 was crushing on Zuck. Dude, fuck Zuck, bro. If I can say it like as calmly as possible, fuck Zuck, right? Da Zuck. Dude. Oh shit. Dude, we're entering into the Twilight Zone. Okay? We are entering into the Twilight Zone, guys. You know. Dude, all of these guys though. Yeah. So let's look. So here's one like let's look at the some of these clips. We're going to bomb through some shit. Bro, we've got the Ilhan Omar clip that we're going to look at. And dude, that shit was crazy. Okay? Like the fucking everybody already is like saying, "Oh, that was staged." Trump made some statement where he's like, "I never think about her." It's like, dude, you talk about her like 5 times a day. Right? Dude, what are we talking about here? Let's find the BTK clip. That Greg Kelly. Now, guys, remember Greg Kelly, the guy we're about to watch with this BTK clip. This is the same guy who was like saying Ghislaine Maxwell's a victim. Remember when he was like, you know, Ghislaine, she might be a victim in all this too. Remember that? Dude, remember? Oh shit. That shit is crazy. Remember when he was talking about Ghislaine? Oh my God. Dude, that was fucking some wild shit. But here we go. Yeah, he was like, "Oh, Ghislaine, I think she's really a victim." Like, dude, she was like molesting people. What the fuck is he talking about? Yeah, Dennis Rader, BTK, the classic. Here we go. All right. Dude, Boy Scout outdoorsman. Right? Look at this. Boy Scout and outdoorsman, and he's comparing Alex Preddy to BTK. Dude, this is a coordinated smear attack, guys. Now, I don't think this shit's going to work. We're going to look at some election results tonight. Let me just show you. But, all right, let's watch this clip.
7 years old. He was an American citizen. He had no criminal record. He worked as a nurse. His patients were American veterans. He was an avid outdoorsman, a competitive cyclist, and a licensed gun owner. He played football and baseball in high school. He was a Boy Scout.
American citizen, let's see, baseball, rode a bike. That could be me! Except for the part where I go out and do something incredibly stupid. All those things, Boy Scout, outdoorsman, right? You know who that is? A lot of people. Dennis Rader, the BTK killer, was all those things. Dennis Rader, remember him? He's the bind, torture, and kill guy. He liked to hunt. He was a family man. Everybody liked him. His mother liked him, all that stuff. Dennis Rader and Alex. I'm sorry, but I can't just pretend because you're dead, you're like the superior person. That happens a lot in America, but only when they really, really want you to represent. People are kind of projecting positive qualities on somebody they don't know.
Dude, they prepared this, guys. They literally went and found a picture of Dennis Rader that looked like fucking Alex Preddy in order to create this. Oh, he was an outdoorsman. He was a Boy Scout. Oh, yeah, this serial killer was that. Like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, as long as we're going there, dude, Ted Bundy was a Republican. Let's roll, okay? Isn't that wild? But, dude, this is not the first time. Do we have the clip of Let me see. Is that one? Is this one the one with? Is this one the one with Ghislaine Maxwell?
I want to show you something. Does that look like a gun? I think it does a little bit. It's a phone. It's black, like most phones. That's crazy stuff.
Oh, yeah. So he had a phone, excuse to kill him. But, dude, this guy, you ready? Here. The other one from this guy way back was this one. Right here, you ready?
Blanche is the Deputy Attorney General, the #2 ranking official in the Justice Department, and he's about to meet with Jeffrey Epstein's ex-girlfriend in prison, Ghislaine Maxwell, to find out what she knows. Let's find out. What is this all about? And she's also been subpoenaed by the Oversight Committee. I think this is great. I do have a feeling that she just might be a victim.
She just might be a victim.
There was a rush to judgment. There was a lot of chaos there for a while.
There was a rush.
Granted,
there was a rush to judgment. Dude, she was convicted in a trial. One more time.
A victim that she had by the Oversight Committee. I think this is great. I do have a feeling that she just might be a victim. She just might be. There was a rush to judgment. There was a lot of chaos there for a while. All right. Granted, she hung out with Jeffrey Epstein. And I know that's apparently not good. But she's in jail for how long now? 20 years.
Apparently not good.
Well, Alan Dershowitz is one of the greatest attorneys who ever lived. And he has this to say about the Ghislaine Maxwell situation, speaking with...
Dude, isn't that crazy? So this guy's been laundering this shit like for a while. But guys, this is coordinated, okay? Because also with this, okay, let me just show you earlier today, I was finding accounts online that were doing this shit. Let me find it. Let me find the one that they ended up getting community noted after a while, but it was, okay, it was this. You ready? Where is it? Hold on. Right here, okay? This account posted some shit saying the parents of 𝗪𝗡 say their son quit his hospital job, had shown unusual behavior, seemed to have joined some kind of group. We warned him 2 weeks ago. Protest if you want, but don't engage. Don't do anything stupid, right? And police pulled messages from his phone, the truth emerging, right? You know what I'm saying? But the thing is this is all fake, okay? None of this is true, okay? But then it's saying, oh, he didn't have his ID, okay? This is fake. Right? This is fake shit. All right. But there's more, guys. Okay. In addition to this, because look at this. Unusual behavior, seemed to have joined some kind of a group. Okay. Now you also have this. Where is it? There's also accounts doing this. This one got community noted. That one has not gotten community noted yet. But the one that got community noted was, hold on, it's in my replies. Dude, this shit is really fucking pissing me off. Right here, it is this one, okay? Look at this. I wonder why they aren't reporting about this. Hospital director, former employee, fired 3 months ago amid multiple complaints of inappropriate behavior. Okay, it's a fake news article that's going out on Buzz Report 247. Okay, but that's like fake hospitals and shit. I mean, dude, I've been like trying to like get community notes involved with this. But guys, there's a coordinated smear campaign. Then Then, the reports, oh, he joined some group. Okay, now while they're saying you joined some group, you have 𝗏𝗃𝗽𝗍 out here. Okay, 𝗏𝗃𝗽𝗍 is out here trying to make a signal chat. Okay, look at this. They're not used to coordinate protests. Their purpose is to hunt agents, yada, yada. They're calling it an insurrection or whatever. So 𝗏𝗃𝗽𝗍 is like creating this whole narrative about these signal groups being some paid globalist cabal to lead this. And then sure enough, you have now 𝗙𝗵𝗵. 𝗙𝗵𝗵 says that he is investigating Signal. Okay, right? The FBI is investigating the Minnesota Signal chats. So there you go. So they are, again, they're using the federal government with right-wing media people and Twitter bots on Twitter, Elon's Twitter bots, to try to launder once again a consistent narrative story where they are going to trash this guy's reputation. They're going to insinuate that he was part of some like Antifa-like group. Then 𝗏𝗃𝗽𝗍's out there being, I found the Antifa, and now 𝗙𝗵𝗵's like, the FBI, we're investigating. It's crazy, boss. We are living in the fucking upside down of like bullshit. And you're right, it is infuriating. And guys, let me just tell you, this is why I say it's important for us to not disengage. Okay? I know it sounds fruitless. I know it may sound like, oh my God, I don't want to have to just interact with misinformation and correct misinformation for the rest of my life. But my thing is what I'm saying is while we go through this dark period, while we go through this period of this Trump administration doing this shit, all of us, everyone in America needs to be combating this misinformation, like in every corner. Like literally, that's almost, the same way that the people in Minnesota are all actively in these signal chats fighting ICE. We have to actively be in the signal chat of social media fighting this misinformation all day long. It has to become like a second job to you. And we're going to have to do it for the rest of this administration. You know what I'm saying? It's like their bots travel faster and, they definitely get the upper hand in the beginning, but you can beat this shit. You know what I'm saying? We can beat this shit. It just requires us being a little bit relentless. We have to be a little bit relentless and fight this stuff. It sucks. It sucks. And I wish we didn't have to do it, but we really do have to do it. Okay? Because this is how they're going to try to trash the midterms and shit. Now, I feel like this is an uphill battle for them. Okay? It really is. It is an uphill battle that is targeting, they're targeting low information voters, guys. That's primarily what they're doing. They're targeting low information voters. Now, it's a very uphill battle for them. Okay. For example, let me just show you what happened tonight. There was a special election in Minnesota tonight. Okay. Now, this is a very blue district. Okay. A very blue district. Let me grab this right here. I think this is worth looking at. Okay, look at this election result, dude. It's a state house district in Minnesota, and the Democrat won with 96% of the vote. Dude, 96%, which is insane. Now, this was a very blue district. This district was 71 points blue, but now it's 93. Okay? You know what I'm saying? This is fucking outrageous. You know what I mean? And no, this was tonight, right? This was a a Minnesota State House special election that happened today in Minnesota, just crushing the blue. And again, it's a very blue district, but it's already like 20 points more blue. You know what I'm saying? So this is insane. Okay. Dude, right? And look at this, dude. Like, there's another district. There was another state house one that was unopposed, and the Republican is barely beating the unopposed. Like, right? It's almost like there's no opponent. Dude, it's pretty crazy. Okay. Now, what's wild about this is I believe Minnesota will never win another. I don't think Minnesota will ever. There will never be a GOP win there again. Dude, what is their end game? I see. That's just it, Leslie. I don't think they have an end game. Okay. I don't think they have an end game, guys. I honestly don't. I think their end game, if you look at it, their end game is to just gash everything blue they can. Okay? That's what it is. It is like a whack-a-mole, okay, of anybody that Trump hates. Okay. So what they're doing is they're doing two things. They're consolidating as much power as they can into the hands of Trump and a few of his advisors. And then anybody that Trump wants to take a swing at, they are putting the full force of the government to swing at them and try to damage them as much as possible. And then the minute something else pops up, they just go run over to that. Okay. So they're, everything is like damage control, right? Like even with the 𝗙𝗪𝗏 situation, like that spirals out of control, lack of leadership, the goons get out of control, they murder this guy, they lie about it, they didn't realize how much video was out there. The video comes out and they're like, oh shit, now we got to damage control the video. Now they're smearing his like personality or whatever. But you may have noticed, like, they're always at the back end. Like, that's the thing about this, guys, is they're always reacting. You know what I'm saying? They're never responding. They're always reacting after the fact. And so that's why they're beatable. Okay? Because they're not really taking the offensive. They're just constantly very disorganized, and they have competing interests. So they're always reacting to a fuck up and then trying to, spin the fuck up. Okay. And this is kind of like, this is sort of the reality TV thing, right? This is what Trump does his whole life. He goes out, he does his reality TV shtick. They see how the audience responds, and then they try to spin it, okay? And so that's his whole game. That's why, guys, I say that if people on the left, if we stay fully engaged, if we engage with the chaos, we plug into it and we fight it, we play a whack-a-mole of our own, fighting all of their misinformation, we will win, okay? As you see by the signal chats in Minneapolis, we're way more organized, guys. We are way more organized, okay? We are way more organized in the courts. We are way more organized, boots on the ground during these elections. We are way more organized, and we're way more intelligent than them, okay? So the thing about them is they, you ready for this? They're only passionate when the fucking hate is fueling, right? You know what I'm saying? They're only passionate when you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not as passionate when they're like, you know, smearing, you know what I'm saying? They're passionate when they're the ones like suffering, you know, and they're just not suffering right now. I mean, they're suffering at their own hand, you know what I'm saying? We gotta win. We gotta this, right, guys? This is step one, though. Maintain focus on this. And again, okay, again, Trump is not going to be successful at this because he's not good, guys. But you gotta maintain fighting stature, okay? You've got to maintain fighting stature. What I want to see more than anything, guys, what I want to see more than anything is I want all of the hopelessness and it's over vibe to get out of the left. Like, I want people to become fucking competitive ass fighters. Okay? Everybody. Okay? Everybody on the left of center needs to like train to become a competitive, relentless fighter like the people on the streets of Minneapolis, okay? We all have to like get that same kind of steely resolve, you know what I'm saying? In every facet, getting involved in phone banking, in boots on the ground, in helping the Democrats register voters, in getting your neighbors to the polls, in making sure people are registered, in, you know, driving and protecting people of color to the polls, voting like your goddamn life depends on it, coalescing, you know what I'm saying, and fighting misinformation online, like anywhere and everywhere we can. Like, it literally has to be a job, okay? Like, we all have to pick up a second or third job for the next 3 years, okay? Right? We're on the clock for 3 years. All of us, a responsibility to our country. It is like, you have to consider what it would be like, guys, if an enemy country invaded our country and we had to go to war, right? And that's kind of what has happened. An enemy country has invaded our country, and it is like the Heritage Foundation and Donald Trump and these MAGA shitters, and we have to, like, we're at war. We're psychological war, social media war, like ice in the streets war. And we literally have to be doing this like a second or third job for the next 3 years. And then if we do this work, we can beat them back, because I guarantee you guys, I guarantee you when Trump gets out of office, and Trump is like, when we, whatever, physically remove him if we have to, when Trump is out of office, this thing is about to fracture, okay? They are ramping this up because they are so weak. They know the end is there. They can see the little career dissipation light blinking, okay? Trump is losing his steam. Trump is losing his fucking energy and his power. He's going to be out of politics soon. And once he is out, the base is dejected. There's no clear like person to hand it to. The only person that was really a clear like baton passing was Charlie Kirk. And a set of universal circumstances conspired to take him out of the game, right? Nobody even saw that coming. So they are like doubly, you know, this is all they have is this 3 years. And then everything there is going to fall apart. They're watching their whole shit just crumble. But we've got to be motivated, guys. It's important to stay motivated. And I know it's hard. I know it is hard, but it is important to stay motivated. Okay? That's it. You just got to stay motivated. All right? Motivated. Let's go. All right. Now we're going to look into some shit here. While we're doing this, we're going to look at some of this stuff. All right, we're going to get to the Ilhan Omar attack in a minute. All right. Dude, another Republican is retired. That is crazy that another Republican is retired. A guy from Florida. Ilhan, dude, Ilhan is tough, boss. Yeah, she is tough. That shit is wild. Let me find this other clip that I want to look for. Dude, Tim Walz. Man, I am like so disappointed in Tim Walz. Like, what is this guy doing, bro? I'm serious, dude. Tim Walz is like, man, this guy is problematic. Okay? I want to start at this clip, guys. Okay? Dude. You ready? So, in order, I know there's a lot of shit going on. There are these coordinated smear attacks on, Alex Preddy. There's, whatever. There's a lot of misinformation out there attacking. They're going after Gavin Newsom. We're going to look at a couple things, a couple high points, okay? One of the high points and a thing that we exacerbate by staying in the game and staying motivated is the MAGA Civil War. The MAGA Civil War. You got to watch this Fuentes clip, guys, because Nick Fuentes is actively undermining the Trump administration, okay? He is actively undermining this. So is Tucker Carlson. So is Marjorie Taylor Greene. There are a lot of shadow figures that are in the MAGA movement that are starting to eat shit up. Dude, he does need a date. He is looking pretty forlorn incel. But watch this clip, guys. Dude, this clip is gold. All right? Dude, your ice pick earplugs, yeah, do it. I mean, this guy's annoying to listen to. Epstein fanboy, yes. Watch this, guys. They are forlorn as well, guys. They are dejected. Here we go.
And these things can be true simultaneously. This is the end of mass deportations. I hope you realize that. After this, it's over, okay? The dream of a golden age, that it would be different this time, that Trump would deport millions of people, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because public opinion has turned against this. The media is running these sob stories 24/7, wall-to-wall coverage.
Dude, the sob stories of a dude executed by fucking... Dude, these guys, they are like, what is wrong with their fucking brains, bro? Like, honestly, what is wrong with their brains? They have no fucking connection to whatsoever.
And now Trump has fully chickened out. His strategy of sensational, visible deportation operations that don't actually yield very many deportations, it is a spectacular failure and a disaster. What you have done is antagonized and agitated the left such that they have now rallied against the issue. They have politically poisoned the issue, and we have done all of this without even really accomplishing anything.
Dude, yeah, we poisoned the issue. No, I mean, we've capitalized on the issue being poisoned, but the issue is poisoned because they're fucking shooting people because they hired a bunch of like talentless J6ers to go out there and just beat the hell out of people. But like, my God, these people are clueless.
We have only deported at the highest end, maybe 300,000 people. And in doing so, in the manner in which it has been done, we have made it such that it will be impossible to increase those numbers significantly. They may actually go down. And that is the Trump administration that you got. That's what you voted for. And I told you that in 2024. So the third part is a big, I told you so. I said this is exactly how it would play out. Did I not? In 2024, I conscientiously withheld my vote. I didn't vote for Kamala. I didn't vote for Trump. I said, I will not vote for Trump because he will take us to war with Iran and he will not do mass deportations. Specifically, and I predicted it exactly. I said, here's how it's going to play out. I said, Trump is going to get in there. They're going to make an effort to deport people. They're not going to have the resources. By the time that they do, I said it's going to be the midterms. It's going to be 2018 all over again. The media is going to do full, total coverage of this. It's going to be politically unpopular. Republicans, donors, podcast bros are all going to go against it, and they're going to shut it down. And that's exactly what's happening.
Dude, this guy is such a putz, dude.
I was called the left-wing plant for saying this in 2024. People said, why is he saying this? How could he say this? There's no other explanation. They said, I took a deal with the Biden DOJ to shill for the Democrats to evade prosecution. Well, it turns out I was 1,000% right.
Okay, so the resources, dude, ICE has endless amounts of resources, but you know what they don't have? They don't have any leadership, guys. They have no leadership. Nobody in the Trump admin has any leadership because Trump is a terrible leader. So everybody leading his agencies are terrible leaders. They have no leadership. They have no brains, and they have no, like, the people working for them are just loyalty robots. And you know, everybody knows this, whether you're in the corporate world, whether you're in the military world, and maybe you can get away with it in the military for like grunt work, but mostly anything that requires like strategy and a skill of implementation, you don't want loyalty hiring. Okay, you need like talent and efficiency based hiring. You need skill based hiring. But Trump hires based on loyalty only. So he has a bunch of really, really loyal people that will continue reacting to every situation the way he wants them to, whether they're lying, they're cheating, they're stealing, they're lying, they're like breaking the law, whatever. But they're incompetent. Okay? They're incompetent. And that's the primary thing. But the point about this clip is not so much about what Fuentes is saying. It's the fact that he is saying it. He is now openly campaigning in many facets against the Trump regime. And he is doing it selfishly because he's trying to ensconce himself as a political voice. He's trying to climb up the ladder, be like the new Charlie Kirk. He's hoping Tucker Carlson, if he helps elevate Tucker Carlson, Tucker will pull him up. But this speaks, guys, of the massive power vacuum that exists right underneath Donald Trump and how this is going to blow up and fracture maybe even before he's out of office. Okay? You know what I'm saying? This is just falling apart right now. And though he is accurate, okay? He is accurate. Donald Trump, he made a promise. We're going to deport, 20 million people, 30 million people. Like, first off, there's not even that many undocumented people in the whole country. It's probably like 6 million. It literally is probably 6 million, all of them in the whole country. So there's not that many to begin with. Now, they've been lying 20, 30 million. 1 in 10 Americans is undocumented. We know that's not true, whatever. But Trump's operation is a disaster. It's bleeding money. They're overspending on money. I can only imagine how many people in DHS and shit are like skimming off the top. Like the number of people in his administration that are probably skimming right now is probably insane. So they're bleeding money. Their bleeding time, they're literally, they'll send 100 agents out all day and they'll arrest like 3 people. I mean, it is the most inefficient, like cumbersome, clumsy, just poorly accomplishing fucking like endeavor that I've ever seen, bro. And every time they murder someone, it just makes it 100 times more complicated because now, they move Bovino. Now Tom Homan's going to come in. He's playing damage control. Nobody knows what they're doing. The guys on the street don't know what they're doing. It is just hemorrhaging cash. And yeah, we're going to pay the price for all this. But the good news is they're not accomplishing anything. Okay? Like, I think as time goes on, instead of them deporting more people, I think Nick Fuentes is probably pretty correct that they're going to be deporting less. Like, as time goes on, the numbers are going to go down, dude. They are going to go down. All right? You were a grunt? All right, let's go. Dude, man, in the military, you need grunts. But, dude, they are like falling, boss. Okay, now, hold on. There's more. Okay, look at this. All right. Mediaite came out with a thing. Look at this, dude. So you may have seen this. Noem. Here we go. You ready? Here we go, guys. The battle has begun. Okay. So look at this. This is now the internal schism. Okay. So there's multiple things going on in the Trump administration already. We know that Stephen Miller, fucking Goebbels Jr., is the guy directing the harshness and the aggressiveness of this campaign. He's the guy up in Trumpy's ear. He's the guy out there, like fire and brimstone at all these TV interviews. However, look at where it's gotten them. It's gotten them to the point of Trump's signature campaign issue is now politically toxic. Okay. He is like 30 points underwater on immigration. That's his number one issue. And he is completely underwater. Okay. Now, who's to blame? Bovino gets reassigned. Homan comes in to try and like grasp control of this thing and to sort of make sense of it all. But now everybody is calling for Kristi Noem to be impeached. John Fetterman even said Kristi Noem should be impeached. Okay, now John Fetterman, I don't put a lot of trust in this guy because we know he is a degenerate and he is a guy who is like swinging all off his fucking rocker. But guys, this is significant here. Okay, John Fetterman, the only people that like John Fetterman are like MAGA. And now he's making MAGA mad by calling for Kristi Noem's impeachment. Okay, so Fetterman is saying Noem needs to be fired. Other Congress people are like, we're impeaching Noem. And now Noem is saying, hey, it's not me. It's Trump and Stephen Miller. So like Kristi Noem is now like starting her own self-protective mechanism where now there's infighting brewing. Okay. And guys, this is the downfall as we ratchet up the pressure and eventually in November we take back the House. This is going to bring the whole house of cards down. Okay. Let's see this fucking article. There it is. Oh, there it is, dude. Dude, there it is. Look at her, bro. She is grizzled, dude. She is grizzled. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem is chalking up her actions in office to the direction of Trump and Stephen Miller. Noem, Miller, and the others in the administration face backlash over their lies. I love how they say that. Their description of the circumstances over their out and out lies. Can we start covering these people like with some sense of ferocity? You know, the way they said that, they faced backlash over their description of the circumstances. They have faced backlash because of outright blatant lies. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Noem and others claim 𝗫𝗏 wanted to massacre agents. Administrative officials, you know, are trying to spin the gun thing. Okay? Right? Stephen Miller called him an assassin. An assassin tried to murder federal agents. And this is your response. Dude, an assassin. Like, come on, bro. What are they talking about? White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt said Miller is one of Trump's closest allies. Stephen Miller is one of Trump's most trusted and longest serving aides. The president loves Stephen. And then Noem said, everything I've done at the direction of the president and Stephen. The report from Axios suggests there was a great amount of confusion surrounding 𝗫𝗏's death. Okay, officials told the outlet Border Patrol officers told the White House that he brandished a gun, but the claim was contradicted by video evidence. But dude, I'm not really buying this buck passing, okay, because they doubled down, okay? They saw the videos 5 hours in when Kristi Noem made her statement. She had seen that video by then, and if not, she is like completely derelict in her duties. But they were still lying about this, okay? They were still lying about this days later, okay? Right? But the thing is, though, it says others within the White House attempted to clean up the DHS statement prior to it being sent and yada, yada. So, guys, everybody is passing the buck, okay? Everybody is passing the buck. Now, of course, Stephen Miller is the one that Trump would retain, okay? Naturally, Stephen Miller is not going anywhere, okay? Because he is the guy who probably feeds Trump's ego the most, feeds Trump's vengeance and retribution the most. So we know Stephen Miller is not going anywhere, okay? But it doesn't matter, okay? Because if Stephen Miller is allowed to continue taking the reins, he's going to destroy the whole Trump administration, okay? Stephen Miller will destroy the whole ballgame, right? I mean, literally, guys, if we roll back to 2016, the only reason Trump even ever looked like a semblance of he was doing a somewhat decent job was because of a whole bunch of aides that were fighting his instincts and forcing him to do shit he didn't want to do, okay? But there is none of that in this administration. In this administration, the barn burners are the ones leading the show. So the barn's going to burn, okay? The barn is going to burn, and Kristi Noem in all likelihood is going to get thrown out in the trash. Or even if she doesn't, there's going to create a schism here where eventually Kristi Noem may start leaking information to protect herself, right? This is what happens with Trump, okay? These internal conflicts, and then people start leaking in order to protect themselves. And now what you have is, instead of a coordinated administration executing an agenda, you have a bunch of children that are trying to take each other out. And that makes them even less effective. So guys, this is why I say we don't have to worry about beating this fascism, okay? And I will repeat, we do not have to worry about beating this fascism. What we have to worry about, guys, is if we don't do the work, okay? That's the worry. The worry isn't if we do the work, we win this hands down by 20 yards, okay? But if we don't do the work, they may pull this shit off. And what is the work? The work is staying vigilant, correcting misinformation online, combating their bullshit campaigns, doing it in person and online, continuing to use our voices, continuing to battle the constant sea of chaos. Okay, we have to get in the chaos and we have to dismantle it piece by piece. And yes, we do have to organize, but a lot of the organization is already happening. You know, I mean, it is. You look at Minneapolis, it's very organized. Here in Portland, there's a lot of organization. Wherever there's activist groups, these people are organized. They learned this shit in 2020, guys. That's just it, right? I know that Cam Higbee and these Republicans who are incredibly disorganized, right? The MAGA is completely disorganized. They are. They're lazy. They're reactive. They're shortcutters. They're gossipy. They're infighters. They are not organized at all. They are very disorganized, just reacting to their emotional condition. I mean, look at what has happened, guys. We are 1 year into the Trump administration, and the economy sucks, okay? They are anti-Second Amendment. They've gone, like, states' rights don't even exist for them anymore. They've literally gone against everything that they supposedly stand for. In 1 year, dude, they're like, there was a murder of one of their top political figures. So now there's warring factions in every level of their thing. They are just all over the place. They're getting more and more extreme. Yeah, they're doing a lot of drugs. Okay, they are like, they don't look healthy. My God, you look at Kristi Noem, you look at Trump, you look at these people, they don't look healthy, guys. They look like they're Nancy Mace. Like, what the hell is going on? They're like, they look like they're dying inside, boss, right? But we gotta do the work, guys, okay? We have to do the work. Dude, stop stupidity, let's go. Dude, thank you for that gifted. We have to do the work, okay? We do. We got to do the work. We have to respond to their chaos, okay? We have to respond to their chaos, guys. Evil is one hell of a drug. All right, dude, let's do dance party goal. Let's fucking get it. All right, let's get it, guys. We're gonna need the rehabilitation of a dance party. Thank you for the reminders. There it is. The goal is in effect. Maybe it's in effect. It's not working. Dude, what's going on, boss? I hate it when it does this. May have to do a goal of our own. Hold on. All right, here we go. Stay vigilant, guys. Stay woke. Dude, the DEP state, the derp state. Dude, the derp state. That's who these guys are. There it is. There we go. We did it. Let's go. Oh, all right. We got it. The bruv state. Oh my God. Did you see that? Can we just pause? We got to pause for something funny here because I don't know if you guys saw this. Dude, Jolie, dance party. Let's go. We need it. We do need it, Jolie. Let's go. Dude, stop the stupidity. Yes. Thank you. Stop the stupidity. But guys, so Andrew Tate, look at this, guys. He's arguing. He got community noted. All right. I don't know if you guys remember that fucking thing. Okay. Where, let me find my tweet. Okay. So I said this guy can't even enter Britain without going to jail for grape. And what is he pointing at? So, dude, his bruv got community noted. He does not reside in Britain, cannot even return without facing multiple charges of grape, actual bodily harm, and human trafficking. And then, dude, he's arguing with his own community note, saying this community note was made by BBC staff who are mad that no matter how hard they try, they can't put me in jail. Dude, so he went from top G to arguing with community notes on his new political party. Dude, he is the Nancy Mace of incels. Like, that's a Nancy Mace move, dude. Okay? That is a Nancy Mace move to argue with fucking, community notes. He is the Nancy Mace of the incel movement. Bruv. The Bruv party. Oh my God. Dude, what a fall from grace. That guy. What a fall from grace that guy is fucking engaged in. Unfucking believable, boss. Isn't it? Oh, Lord have mercy. All right, dude. The bruvering. So, dude, this is bizarro, guys. Dude, he tried suing an Aussie YouTuber in Florida, and Florida said, we have no jurisdiction. I did not see that, but that sounds about like Andrew Tate. Let me just ask you this, Aussie, is the YouTuber a woman? Because one thing I've noticed with Andrew Tate is he tries to sue women a lot of times. If a woman calls him a grapist or whatever, he tries to launch a lawsuit against them. Ella said, love y'all. Y'all make everything a bit better. Let's go, Ella. And Disturb said, I finally made it back for a live. Welcome back, Disturb. And stop stupidity. Let's go. Please stop the stupidity. But he has a problem with attacking women like YouTubers or women online personalities. Oh, it is a guy? Interesting. Is it the Murdered by Crayons? It's not Murdered by Crayons, is it? Because I know there's somebody online called Murdered by Crayons that does a lot of like anti-Tate stuff. Really good shit. I'm curious about the who that is. Dude, he is a clown, boss. Murdered by Crayons is good. Yeah. All right, so let's look at, we got to look at this Cenk Uygur clip, though. I think this is rather important, guys, because again, we do have to stay ever present with what's going on with these guys, okay? Oh, it's not him? All right. These guys are still up to their shenanigans, all right? They are up to their shenanigans, guys. Shenanny nannies. All right. And we have a couple of things. Again, this is around the Tucker Carlson scenario. Okay. This is a 10-year supporter is fucking like coming in and talking to Cenk Uygur. Okay. Let's dance on these bruvs. Let's do it. Let's dance. Dude, the center-right grift. But again, guys, this comes down to Nathan Pope. Okay, nice. I'll check that out. So this comes down, though, to more misinformation, more shit we have to respond to, okay? We cannot leave Anna Kasparian and Cenk Uygur unchecked during this election cycle. I know we want to avoid them and, we're not going to fucking subscribe to them and shit like that, but we cannot leave them unchecked because they are going to be chipping away the entire time, guys. They are going to be chipping away at all of this. And I mean, right here, Cenk Uygur is trying to they're trying to sort of sane wash Tucker Carlson. And I think they know the writing is on the wall that they're not going to get a left-wing presidential candidate they want. So they are sane washing Tucker Carlson, and they are going to be trying to sell a significant portion of the Bernie Bros base they're going to try to sell Tucker Carlson to them as though he is the real populist. Okay. So we gotta kneecap these guys every way we can.
I want to read you the last portion of
All right, here we go. He's reading us Tucker Carlson's letter. You ready?
I want to read you the last portion of Tucker Carlson's newsletter this morning. They said the corrupt establishment's best chance of survival is if Americans stop directing their rage at them and instead turn on each other, just like they're doing in the wake of Preddy's death. Americans must remember who the real enemy is. Even if Average Joe and Average Dave vehemently disagree about ICE, they're both victims of Washington's obsession with ignoring the people and serving the powerful. Want to create change? That's great. We do too. Just don't view your fellow American as the obstacle. Always look up. It's impossible to disagree with that. I mean, look at that. If we wind up having an actual alliance here and take on the establishment, sorry, but that'll be the greatest thing that ever happened, right? And I'm not saying it's already happened. There's a long road to go, right? But these are good beginnings.
Dude, they are not good beginnings. Tucker Carlson is as establishment as it gets. Tucker Carlson is like Russia connected, is evangelical billionaire connected, is religious zealot Bibles up your ass connected. Okay, the Heritage Foundation, they love Tucker Carlson, but he's a little too extreme for them. But they're still in bed with him. Okay, like Kevin Roberts had to sort of like, turn tail on Tucker because Tucker's like getting way out there with his rhetoric, but they still like the guy. He is still a replacement theory person, okay? Tucker Carlson is an ethnic cleanser top to bottom. And now we have Cenk Uygur and 𝗙𝗙𝗃𝗏 are essentially partnering with a replacement theory hack, okay? A white nationalist replacement theory hack simply because they have a shared hatred of Israel and which is like burning through Cenk and 𝗙𝗙𝗃𝗏's brains. And I think 𝗙𝗙𝗃𝗏 and Cenk, who have like zero political power, I think Cenk Uygur thinks he might get a job in the administration. Okay, can I just tell you right now, when I look at Cenk Uygur, I think about JFK, not JFK, sorry, RFK. Cenk Uygur reminds me of RFK. He's got terrible political instincts. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's truly a Republican at heart, but he couldn't win a goddamn election at all. There's no way he could get any votes in anything, but if he partners up with some sort of a popular entity, he's going to get an administration job, okay? And yes, he's born into wealth. But so I think he's doing the RFK fucking game, which is like him and Anna thinking that if they pump up Tucker Carlson and kind of convince people this is like a populist revolution, that maybe, the Dems are really unpopular, MAGA's falling apart, that they're going to try to ride this into some ambassador or cabinet job or some shit. It is gross. Or maybe they become like the state media or something. I mean, this is like, dude, these guys are not trustworthy, dude. Dude, Tuck Chunk 28. Dude, it is very RFK vibes. Like completely incompetent, like piss poor political instincts, looking for a job.
And I don't think it's a trick, guys. I think they genuinely mean it. And so I'm very happy to take yes for an answer on looking up, look up, look up, look up. That's where the power is. That's how you rig the rules. People without wealth or power have no ability to rig the rules. The rules have been rigged against all of us, and they don't give a damn if you're a Republican or a Democrat on the right or the left. They only care whether you have power or you don't.
But again, look at that, dude. He says he believes him. He believes Tucker. Tucker and Tucker's minions are genuine. Who are Tucker's people? That's Megyn Kelly. That's Candace Owens. That is fucking Nick Fuentes. Like Tucker's people are like the worst fucking people out there, guys. They are the worst people out there. And he's like, man, I think they're genuine. Okay. He's like, I think they're genuine. No, they are not. Okay. And what he said when he says, dude, the rest of us, the way he says the rest of us, Cenk Uygur is not us. Cenk Uygur was born into an extremely wealthy family. So was Tucker Carlson. These guys are not us, okay? Cenk Uygur is not one of the working class fucking populist people at all, dude. This guy is not one of us, okay? These guys are scoundrels. Now, there's another clip here. You ready? There's another clip here where a 10-year paying supporter is like questioning Tucker Carlson. And watch, Cenk Uygur, this is a 10-year supporter. These are the people that like made TYT what it is today. And they're the people that they turned on when they polymarket studioed fucking TYT during the election year. But now watch this.
I want to go to this comment because it's a dissent. Mark Keister wrote in our super chat. Please stop your right-wing cuddling. Your anti-war buddy Tucker was licking Trump's boots this month, supporting the attack on Venezuela. No, he didn't. Why bother? You won't read this critical feedback from a 10-year member. Oh, I just read it. Okay, so Mark, here's the situation.
Dude, Tucker Carlson was in the White House, guys. He was there with the oil barons and shit after Venezuela. Tucker Carlson is like, dude, was absolutely like behind Trump and the oil, the resources. Like, give me a fucking break.
Look, nothing but love, brother. You're mad at me, no problem. You think I'm cuddling them, no problem. Okay, just see how it goes. And today you're saying, oh, my buddy Tucker sucks.
There he
when
is.
He's agreeing with us on this issue. Did you ever think that Tucker Carlson would agree with us on an issue like this?
Look at him. Look at Tucker. He is smiling. He is clapping. He is in there because Tucker Carlson, guys, is not a populist. Tucker Carlson is a wealthy baron, a wealthy slave owner. Essentially, he is a plantation owner with extraordinary wealth who is merely looking to consolidate his own political power. Tucker Carlson wants to get even with Fox News. He's got an axe to grind. Tucker is just like Trump. He is an egomaniac who tries to play himself off as this affable, harmless guy, but he is a deceitful, vengeful, like complete egomaniac with more money than fucking God, okay? Extraordinarily dangerous human being, all right? And somebody who, if he got power, would be reckless and destructive with it. And there's already like, it apparently seems like a zillion fucking ties to Russia with Tucker, okay? I mean, dude, but this is wild here. Yeah, just see what happens, guys. You know, I mean, I know if you get mad at me, I'm not coddling. Like, dude, Tucker, really, let's just see what happens, guys.
Nothing but love, brother. You're mad at me, no problem. You think I'm cuddling them, no problem, okay? Just see how it goes. And today you're saying, oh, my buddy Tucker sucks, when he's agreeing with us on this issue. Did you ever think that Tucker Carlson would agree with us on an issue like this? But I know what you're saying, not good enough. No, Cenk, you don't hate them enough. I want you to hate them more. Sorry, I'm not gonna do it. And I think, Mark, you're gonna turn around one day and go, maybe the hate wasn't a good idea. Maybe we're on the left and we're on the side of actually being of love and uniting people and being one country, etc. But I got no bad feelings. It is what it is. It's okay. You have a different opinion.
Now, guys. So, you ready for this? I mean, we know Cenk Uygur is a phoniest MFer around. Okay, like obviously Cenk Uygur's little talk about love and connection and unity would be much more meaningful if he wasn't the guy that won't even talk to Emma or Fran or go do a debate with Sam Seder, right? He can't even unite with his own side, but he will polish the Tucker knob until Tucker is like smoking a pack of cigarettes, boss, right? He will polish the Trump knob and the MTG knob, and they'll polish the Glenn Beck knob and the Charlie Kirk knob and the Ben Shapiro knob. They will literally, well, no, they won't polish the Ben Shapiro knob. Nope, I'm sorry. That one I have to retract because of Israel. But they will polish every right-wing knob, okay, and elevate, but he won't even talk to his own side, okay? So, like, bro, this is scoundrelly. But you like what Hank was doing, though? By the way, this is Hank Thompson who cut this together. Hank Thompson is the guy who helped unionize TYT. Okay, Hank Thompson has been fighting TYT since he worked there, right? At trying to get the staff unionized and being fought by Cenk Uygur during Cenk's congressional fucking campaign. So Hank Thompson here knows the inside, what these guys are about, that TYT and Cenk and Anna are phony. They're grifters. They are not aligned with the left wing at all. They are subversive. Okay? They're subversive. They're trying to gut the Democratic Party, and they're fighting the establishment, right? Everything, but they're not really fighting the establishment. They're fighting the Democratic establishment. And that's it. That's all they are fighting, is the Democratic establishment. These are the people who said Project 2025 doesn't exist. Trump's not going to be a fascist. You know, Cenk told Franny, they're not going to put people in camps. You're freaking out. What are you talking about? Dude, we gotta sink these guys. Cenk is only about the dollars. You got that, kids. Let's go. Dude, I saw somebody else up here. Let's go back. Let's get it up. Hit it up. There we go. Stop the stupidity. Yes, Cenk the bootlicker. Dude, Cenk the bootlicker. Oh, shit. And dude, Anna Kasparian is like all over fucking like Glenn Beck and all these other right-wingers. Dude, I'm telling you guys, we need to stay woke, okay? And we need to fight back against this shit. All right, we do. We need to fight back against it, guys. All right? We are not losing to these clowns. Jesus. Dude, I'll put the link in here if you guys want it, right? There's a whole thread in here where then he goes through Project 2025 tracker, 51% complete. Let's go. What's that? What is it? Oh, the Project 2025 is 51 complete. Dude, Michael Reich, let's go, dude. Michael says, I have no reason. I'm just pissing away my retirement. Dude, let's go, Michael. Dude, I tell you what, though, Michael, don't worry about it, boss, because I will put it to good use, brother. Let's go. Oh, dude, Michael. Dude, piss away, baby. We got you. We will put it to good use, boss. We will fight these clowns. Holy shnikes, dude. Thank you, boss. Let's go. Dude, stop the stupidity. Dude, that is the funniest name, bro. How many times a day do I say stop the stupidity? Dude, ever see the report where the KKK were watching Tucker twice to learn skilled rhetoric? I did not see that. But guys, Tucker Carlson, even when he was on Fox, I mean, he is a replacement theory, guys. He is a replacement theory guy. Okay, Tucker Carlson wants all immigrants, all non-white Christians out of the country. Okay, they are hardcore eugenics people. They are hardcore white Christian nationalists, and he has been the whole time, man. You know what I'm saying? And seeing Cenk Uygur and Anna Kasparian try to launder his image or make him seem like a harmless guy, yeah, bruv. Dude, no thanks, bruv. Right? It is fucking unreal. Dude, what happened to RFK Jr. lately? I mean, I think they're kind of keeping RFK Jr. tucked away because measles are going through the roof and, you know, like all kinds of like sickness is pervasive. And so if RFK Jr. is not seen, nobody's really talking about that. So you may have noticed that they have Dr. Oz talking more than RFK Jr.? RFK Jr. has been kind of hiding out. Dude, this guy. Dude, Tucker is super dangerous, boss. All right? All right, you ready to look at the Ilhan Omar attack? We should look at the Ilhan Omar attack. Oh shit. All right. Before we do that, yeah, I did see something about that. I saw Tabitha talking about that. I did not like look at it yet. I have not watched the piece of content, but I saw the piece of content like in my feed. I haven't gone and watched it yet to see about whatever that virus is that they're talking about. But guys, as long as we're covering grifters, okay, we have to cover this grifter as well, because again, guys, this is like the Tucker Carlson front. All right. When we look at Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson, Anna Kasparian, fucking Cenk Uygur, right? Candace Owens. Okay. They are, I think, MTG is a little bit on this. They are these like MAGA people, these right-wing money grifters that are all trying to like sort of make an enemy of Trump now that he's losing power. And they're trying to make an enemy, of course, of all the Democrats, but they're trying to carve up a little power base for themselves. Okay. They are trying to carve out a little niche, right? A little niche of power. But dude, what she is about to say here is fucking batshit. Okay. This is batshit. Now we already have the handsy. Okay. We already have fucking this one, right? Where look at Megyn here. We already have this clip.
My own personal opinion is most of the allegations against him are much more complicated than the mainstream media would have you believe. And I don't think Donald Trump is a rapist or a sexual assaulter. I do think he's taken inappropriate liberties with women and gotten handsy with them in a way he's owned himself. Okay. Years ago when he was a celebrity, and it is what it is. That's the past. But it's just about so much more than that. We are talking about how many people dying at the southern border because of the invasion that we've suffered under Joe Biden. We're talking about Laken Riley, whose killer was let in under Biden.
We're talking about 2 years ago. Like, hello, they're still talking about one murder 2 years ago. Donald Trump's ICE have killed more people than undocumented immigrants have in the last year.
A taxpayer flight down to Georgia where he murdered her. I don't give a shit about Trump getting handsy with somebody 20 years ago. I want someone who will close the border, which he has. I want someone who will keep boys out of my daughter's sports, which he has. I want someone who will stand up to the insane DEI policies so that white kids will stop hearing in school that they're born with some original sin from which they cannot recover, which he has.
Dude, white nationalist. Somebody said it right there, Miranda. Megyn is a white apologist. She is a white nationalist. Stop this stupidity. Yes, please stop it. So we had that one, guys. That was like the warm up, okay? But now, right? That was her. I don't care if Trump is handsy. She obviously doesn't care about Epstein. She's called 14 years old, barely legal to cover for Epstein. But look at what she's on now, guys.
I know I'm supposed to feel sorry for 𝗪𝗛𝗏, but I don't. I don't. Do you know why I wasn't shot by Border Patrol this weekend? Because I kept my ass inside and out of their operations. It's very simple. If I felt strongly enough about something the government was doing that I would go out and protest, I would do it peacefully on the sidewalk without interfering, via a whistle, via shouting, via my body, via any other way. I would make my objections known by standing there without interfering, because interfering is where you go south.
Yeah, because interfering means, yeah, you could be killed. And then when you're killed, we're not going to feel bad for you. Interfering. I mean, think about that, guys. she's essentially saying, if you interfere with us, you may end up dead. And guess what? When you end up dead after you interfere with us, none of us are even going to remotely feel bad because we want to kill you, is what she's saying. She like literally wants to kill people. They want us dead, guys.
And laying hands on a police officer trying to, or Border Patrol officer or ICE officer trying to conduct a law enforcement operation is a felony. And now you are going to get arrested. And if you do anything that resembles resisting, you're in serious trouble.
All right, again though, guys, dude, we're gonna go through. Oh my God, we hit it. We hit the goal. Let's run these up. All right, we got stop the stupidity. Yes, please stop it for the love of God. All right, then we got Jolie. 4 minutes left. We got this. We already nailed it. Let's go, Jolie. Thank you, dude. Ella comes in. LFG. Let's go, dude. Sumi, this woman is such a ghoul. Yes. This woman is like beyond ghoul. Stop the stupidity again. Bringing it in. Let's go, baby. Oh, dude. And then Natalie, I know I missed a link, but we'll go back and get it. Miranda, she is so gross. All these people are psychotic. But guys, we do, what was I thinking about, dude? I lost my fucking train of thought here. It was, the whole thing was if you lay hands on a federal agent. But guys, this dude did not lay hands on a federal agent, okay? He literally touched a person once. The only time he touched a federal agent, guys, was right here, okay? Let me find the clip. The New York Times, I believe, was it the New York Times or the Washington Post? I believe it was the New York Times. Let me find the clip. I've got it on my page. I retweeted it this morning. They did a breakdown of this, of the entire shooting. Okay, yes, it was the New York Times. Okay, so we're going to go look at this. We're going to just look at this video real quick. I want to just show you one thing here. We're going to
shot and killed 37-year-old Alex.
Let me show you the spot here. Okay, we're not gonna watch the whole thing, but there was one thing here where it says
seconds before the shooting, when a protester is pushed to the ground.
Right there. That is the only time Pretty touched an agent. That's it. That is the only time he touches him, is when this guy ruthlessly pushes a woman to the ground, and this guy, Pretty, comes up and puts his hand on the agent to stop him, and then he immediately gets pepper sprayed at point blank range. There was not another time in this entire thing that Pretty touched anyone or did anything. This is not a felony, guys. Okay, this right here is not a felony. I know they want to charge it as a felony. They charged the sandwich thrower as a felony. They fucking tried him twice. And he got off both times because there's not a goddamn jury in the world anywhere, okay, that is going to charge this nonsensical shit as a felony, okay? You know what I'm saying? Not a one. Not a one. And yes, you know, I mean, somebody did mention Charlie Kirk. The school was trying to prevent Charlie Kirk from speaking. And if Charlie Kirk had just stayed home, like, he too would be alive. So yes, he could have stayed home. I mean, we could all stay home, but unfortunately it doesn't work like that. We're going to go out in the world. But this, guys, is what they were talking about. What they are conflating is with Megyn Kelly and this outrageous shit and these extremist sort of replacement theory white nationalists, these religious Christian white nationalists. Their message for us is this, guys. You ready? It is, if you do anything, okay, their take is they get to come in and they get to slam us and drag us out of the cars and terrorize us and force us to see our papers and kick us around and command us around and force the Bible on us, take away our civil rights, take away our health care, do whatever they want. And if we so much as touch them or resist in any way that's loud or remotely troublesome for them, they have the right to fucking kill us. And then afterwards, they're not going to feel bad about it at all. Right? And they're not going to feel bad about us at all. And no, Disturb, just so you know, if you watch this video right here, okay, I will give you a link of this. I'll put it in here because Disturb says it looks like the agent that grabbed his gun accidentally discharged 𝗫𝗏's gun, causing the murder. And that is not true. They fired the first shot. Okay, if you watch this video, you'll see that the guy did not discharge a gun. There was no accidental discharge. I think they're propagating that story to try and make it seem like, ooh, they had a reason to think that shots were fired. But you very clearly see one of the agents, after they yell gun and the guy removes the gun, this guy who had his back turned, turns around and pulls out his gun and immediately shoots 𝗫𝗏 in the back. And then once he fires into the back, then it's like everybody scatters and he keeps firing. And then another guy pulls out a gun and they empty both of their clips. But you can see the recoil on the pistol of this agent. It was a dude who wasn't even involved. He had his back to it and he just turns around and shoots him in the back. And so it was just like bloodlust. Okay, it was like, first off, you ready? First off, they didn't need to yell gun, 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 okay, because the gun was holstered. If they had been trained, somebody would have said, he's got a holstered weapon. I am getting the weapon right now, guys. Okay, he's not reaching for it, right? There would be communication in these types of events. You don't yell gun, 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 gun. You yell gun, 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 gun when someone's pointing it at you, okay? But he was not pointing it at him, okay? But I highly recommend, if you can stomach it, it's hard to watch, but I'll put the link in again. They go through this like bit by bit, and it's a really good breakdown. It shows you the first shot, because I had trouble too, guys, figuring out who fired the first shot, but I never saw a muzzle flash or any recoil from the guy walking away with the gun. That was the thing that was baffling. But now you can see the dude who fires the first shot. You can very clearly see it in that video. It's pretty crazy. It is pretty wild, guys. But I think, though, they have come up with that accidental discharge thing to try and make it seem like an unfortunate accident. They yelled gun, then they heard a gunshot and thought their lives were in danger. But that's not true. They yelled gun, right? The guy yelled gun as he removed the gun, and then he never followed up with, I've got the gun clear. He never cleared it out. And then some guy immediately shoots him in the back, dude. Just brutal. Just brutal. Yeah, and if anybody is saying shit about Ilhan Omar in this chat, you are gonna get the boot, guys. We're not gonna celebrate our fucking, what few fighters we have in Congress getting attacked. All right, so let's get straight up about that shit. All right, we're not tolerating that shit, dude. These guys are so toxic, okay? So toxic. But man, they are trying to launder this shit, guys. Okay? They are trying to launder this shit. Oh, fuck, bro. Dude, I can't believe can you believe though? Can you believe how dirty these people are? They are, you know what I mean? They are supposedly the Christians, and they have zero compassion. None. You know what I'm saying? None. Zero. Not an ounce of compassion, guys. Not a single ounce anywhere of it. It is just ruthless. It is ruthless. They have bloodlust, in fact. They are so angry about like pronouns and pride flags and wearing a mask during a worldwide pandemic. They are so put off by these silly little things that have nothing to do with them in the first place that they literally want to watch people die, okay? They want to watch people die. Like, these are the type of people, like, guys, let me just tell you this. You ready? If we had public executions, I would never go to one, okay? If there were public executions in the world, I would never in a million years go to a public execution. I didn't even watch the George Floyd video because I didn't want to see him be murdered and screaming for his mother and screaming that he can't breathe. I don't want to see that shit. These people, they would go to public executions every day. They would take a picnic lunch with them to a public execution. I shit you not. They would take their children to them and be like, see, this is what happens if you disobey me. If you disobey the Bible, that's going to be you. That's what these people are. They're mental, bro. You know what I'm saying? They are mental. Okay? They are literally the people that were in the, you know, the whatever, the Coliseum cheering as people got torn apart by lions and shit. They are literally like the people that they profess to hate. Okay? They are extreme versions of zero compassion, negative compassion. In fact, they have like a thirst, a lust, a degeneracy of like wanting to watch people that they don't like suffer and harm. You know what I'm saying? Like they would literally, they would go to lynchings. It's crazy, dude. Unfucking believable, boss. The unwashed masses. Yeah, and we are going to watch that Anderson Cooper thing, and we're going to watch a Trump clip, but let's pivot to Ilhan Omar. All right, dude, we are moving today, guys. Holy shit. We are moving. I'm staying focused. All right. I've seen a lot of tangents in the chat and I have been avoiding the tangents. I have, dude. I'm staying focused, guys. I'm focusing up. All right. Oh shit. Dude, this shit is crazy, bro. All right. So Ilhan. All right, here we go. This is now, again, though, guys. All right. This is Ilhan Omar gets attacked. This is in Minneapolis. And immediately, though, right, she, like, people are upset by the way she reacted. Okay, let me see if
My own personal opinion is most of the allegations.
Shut it, Megyn. We don't want your fucking personal opinion. No offense, but we're all tired up about. Let me see what we've got here. Let's see what we've got in. All right, we're going to bring the pop bass. We're going to bring the pop bass fucking thing here. All right, dude, I am going to run to the little boy's room real quick, to the big man's room. You just watched the video. Thanks for that. Let's go, Disturbed. Appreciate you, boss. Dude, and thank you, though, for, like, being in here. Like, I'm glad we're talking about this shit. Because I was thinking the same thing, man. I was thinking that was it, too, that maybe that happened. But, like, then I realized they're trying to program us with the tragic accident. But, like, this was not a tragic accident. It was a gigantic failure of leadership, guys. Like, all the way across. A massive failure of leadership. Hold on here. Just top to bottom, dude. I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick, though. I want to see what that clown was saying. That, by the way, guys, we are looking for, like, Discord mods, right? Natalie right now is killing it, but it'd be nice to maybe have another mod or two in the Discord. Hold But let me see this guy. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, dude. Yeah, that guy, good call. Jesus. MAGA is dehumanizing American citizens, evil. Yeah, dude, I mean, guys, it is, I don't know, man. A lot of this just reminds me of like, I feel like it's just the programming at work. You know what I'm saying? It's like they have gotten into the habit of considering everybody who goes against them as a demon. So now they have like dehumanized us. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. If you're a religious zealot and you are obsessed with this, entity that you're serving, and everybody you're fighting is a demon or an agent of Satan, then you literally don't care what happens to them. You know what I'm saying? You don't care what happens to them at all, right? Obviously, demons, you want them to be imprisoned or extinguished or what have you. But they are like hardcore, like cult level. You know what I'm saying? And you don't understand why everyone freaks out. Yeah, see, Stacey, you know what's wild about this is like, it's literally, I don't think it's even about the hair coverings. Okay, it's just that she's a Muslim and she has dark skin, and they're like the Christians, the evangelical Christians in America cannot stand Muslims. Like, Muslims are like the devil at work to these people, right? Like devil incarnate. I mean, Islam's a very popular religion. It's a lot of people, and historically the warring that has gone on. Right. And yeah, you have the close-up one too. Great. We'll put that in there. We'll save that as well, because they did like the TV or whatever, like looked at the guy. Okay. They looked at the crowd and shit. But now, like, I have this one because there's somebody, a right winger is already trying to, right. The right wingers are already trying to say like, oh, this is a setup, yada, yada, yada. Yes. And she's a woman. Right, but look at Zohran Mamdani. Look at how much shit he got, right? How, like, during his campaign, they were showing pictures of the World Trade Centers, like, with the planes flying into it, and saying, basically, if you vote for Zohran Mamdani, like, New York is going to get blown up by terrorists. I mean, they're crazy with this Islamophobia here, guys. All right, you ready? I'm going to put on some music. I'm going to the bathroom. I'll be back. All right, hang tight. All right, I'll be BRB.
When every bruise,
and yeah, they do hate women, dude. Like, nobody's business. Like, oh my God.
Why won't you hold my hand? Are you gonna deny this? Do the best you can. I haven't got a plan, but I'm gonna survive this. That's just who I am. When you're on blue, you keep everything inside of you. You try to play it cool. Sometimes you gotta break the rules. I don't know why you are confused. All you need is a little bit of attitude. Yeah. This is it. I'm tired of explaining. It's too late because everyone is waiting. That's great. So why are you complaining? You're on blue. If I'm unsure, will anybody notice? It's my fault because I love you on purpose. I'm insecure or just a little nervous. You're on blue. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Hey, hey. Starting to enjoy the view. I'm all about the attitude. Knows you're on blue when every bruise looks good on you. Tell me who knows you're on blue when every Can I make something good out of this? Can I make something good out of this? Chances are you will not be missed, 'cause you don't give a shit. Can I make something good out of this? You could be late, you could be true, you could be underneath my shoe. Sometimes you're the only one who's strong, then I'll be devastated if I'm wrong. I am the one you love to hate, but you cannot devastate. It will be interesting, I'm sure, 'cause I want more. Can I make something good out of this? Can I pretend that something is missing? Chances are you will not be missed, 'cause you don't give a shit. Can I make something good out of this? You will be late, you could be too, you could be underneath my shoe. Sometimes you're the only one who's strong, and I'll be devastated if I'm wrong. I am the one you love to hate, but you cannot devastate. It will be interesting, I'm sure, but I want more. You could be late, you could be true.
Dude, let's go. Neath my shoe. Sometimes you're the only one who's strong, and I'd be devastated if I'm wrong. I am the one you love to hate, but you cannot devastate. It will be interesting, I'm sure, 'cause I want more. I want more. Dude, what a good song. All right, we're back. Let's go, baby, let's go. So let's watch the Ilhan Omar situation that we have. The Ilhan Omar attack. I also want to look at Rachel Scott did a follow-up with Donald Trump after this, and then Hassan tweeted something about this too that I think tie together, because you may have noticed that Ilhan Omar has been at the center of this thing, okay? She has been, oh shit, sorry, there we go. So Ilhan Omar has been at the center of this thing, guys, where you know, from the first administration, right? She's always been very critical of him, okay? Very critical of Donald Trump. Openly critical, like ruthlessly critical, and in a very effective way. She's very smart, and she is not shy. She does not cower like the type of women that Trump likes, that are obediently, you know, right? She's been a very vocal adversary of his, and she is Muslim. She is a Somali. And so out of the blue, this Somali attacking has come up. Now, what I think, guys, how I think this played out is I think that they realized, okay, I think that they realized at some point that, that I think they discovered the, whatever, the feed the future, whatever, the fraud that went on in COVID. And they discovered that there were some Somali people that were part of that. And so it became a little bit like their DEI or their CRT campaigns, where once they had that fraud that happened, 5 years ago, they can just sort of lean into it, imply fraud. And because she's Somali, right, and she's a woman, which is easy to attack, they can kind of attach it to her. Like that video where that horrible reporter followed her around, was like, why aren't you going to the hearing? And she was like, why would I go to the hearing? I have nothing to do with that. Right? They're trying to attach it all to her. And dude, Trump talks about her or Somalia in every speech now. He does not ever do a speech or an interview without specifically calling out Ilhan Omar and the Somali people. And in particular, he likes to call out the fact that she's got some money because she married a wealthy guy. And so he's like, oh, her fucking net worth has exploded. She must be committing fraud, yada, yada, yada. Okay. And they're trying to gut her. I mean, in the House, the Republicans already took away her committee positions. I mean, it is just a nonstop assault on this woman. And today it ended up like IRL. All right. I know every time Trump attacks someone, it's like he's talking about himself. Okay. It literally is. Every line of attack for Trump is literally like he is talking about himself. Same with all of the MAGA. Okay. They talk about the Democrats being pedos, but like they are all pedos. All their church leaders, their pastors, their politicians, their Epstein buddies, right? Their Russian fucking oligarchs, all of them, dude. The crazy, like, you know what I mean? They are literally just pointing the finger at themselves. But here's the attack.
Noem must resign or face impeachment. I don't know.
Oh my God. Oh my God, he's sprayed something on her.
I need a napkin to know nothing.
No, we will continue. No. Ilhan, you need to go get checked. No,
we will continue. These fucking assholes are not going to get away with it.
You need to go get checked.
Dude.
Secretary Christie.
So you can see there, okay? He sprayed like he had a syringe or something, and he squirted it on her. Like it looked like he missed her face. If you see it, we don't know what it is, right? Do we know? He had like a syringe or something. We're going to watch it in slow motion. Okay. I think he was trying to spray it in her face or in her, like in her mouth or maybe in her eyes or something, but it hit her like on the chest and maybe on the hands. You can see it hit low, and immediately he got jumped on, right? But like, I like her fucking gumption there of we're not going to let this, these a-holes stop us, right? We're not going to let these guys stop us, but let's look at it. So here, where he is, he jumps up, right? And he sprays it from off screen. You see the spray come right there, right? The first spray just hits her in the chest, right? You see it right there. It comes in and there's a spray, like sort of goes up and down. And then he sprays another one. There he is, right? And it's squirting. And like at this point, it took a sec before she even realized, because it was mostly hitting her body, right? And then right there, she's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And then she backed up and he's like pointing the finger. I think, when she realized he didn't have a gun or anything, she's like, fuck this guy, bro. Dude, Down to the ground he goes. Right? And so that is Pop Ace. We also have this little clip here where they show him. Like, here he is. This is the guy. Now, do we know what the spray was? Right? Let's look at this little bit. They're just panning around the room earlier.
And round of applause for Congresswoman Omar's staff who's here. Hi everyone, I'm Hennepin County.
Dude, it's so weird, right? Because in hindsight, okay, in hindsight, what's weird about this is they always like pan the camera on or whatever, but like, dude, this guy is kind of weird looking, bro. I mean, doesn't he look weird? He looks like he hasn't fucking slept in a while. He looks a little zonked out. Now, there is some information on this guy, okay? Here's the clip from C-SPAN. This is the expanded one here. We'll watch this.
Must resign or face impeachment. I don't know.
Oh my God, he sprayed something on her.
I need a napkin to know nothing. No, we will continue.
No. Ilhan, you need to go get checked. No,
we will continue. These fucking assholes are not going to get away with it.
you need to go get checked. No, I don't know what That's whatever it is smells so bad. She needs to go get checked. I don't know
that's
what that
That's
was.
what they want. Please don't let them know.
It's not about him, Ilhan. Ilhan, it's not about him. It's about your safety. No, he sprayed something on you. You need to go get checked. Yeah, and it smells terrible.
She's like, it smells terrible.
We're going to keep talking. Just give me 10 minutes. Just give me 10 minutes. I beg you. Please don't let them have the show. Please don't let them have the show. Please don't let them have the show.
All right. So, I mean, dude, I totally understand like them wanting to get her to the fucking the hospital or whatever, get checked out. I also understand her desire to, fucking not let this thing become about him, right? Where the whole thing ends simply because of him. Let's see what he had in his hand. Was it a syringe? I mean, the spray of it. Yeah. Oh, crazy. So it was a syringe of like some fucking nasty shit. Dude, is that what it is? That's weird. Dude, but you know what it is though? Is it looks like it has the plastic tip. So it's not like the regular syringes. I mean, hold on. I can't zoom in on this. I have to download. I'll have to save it. Hold on. I have to snap a photo of it. There we go. Now we'll be able to zoom in. All right. If you look at it, it is, oh shit. Sorry. Right? It's like the ear cleaning syringes. Okay? Is what it is, guys. That's what it is. It's or a medicine syringe that you would feed an animal with, right? You know what I'm saying? With the big plastic tip, they're the ones that you use for like gushing ear cleaning or feeding medicine to babies, right? Or the really small versions of them you feed shit to animals with. It is with that big plastic tip, which is why it had that spray. Right? Whereas if it had been a needle syringe, it would have been a much more like pinpoint stream. But it's one of those. I mean, I don't know what it is, but it's pretty gross. The fact that they were like, God damn, bro, that shit smells. Let's see if we have any information here about what it is. Have we heard about the substance? They arrested the front row attendee on assault charges. The substance remains unidentified. Okay. She says, I don't let bullies win. Grateful to my incredible constituents who rally behind. Now, again, though, this is the stuff that, like, Trump has been ramping up the rhetoric with this. Okay. Now, okay, is they're trying to say it was staged. Okay. They're like, look at this. Dude, this data Republican person is an idiot. I see this person online all the time. Oh my God. They're the ones who said they had to give their hard drives a rest. Dude, I don't know what their deal is, but the right wingers are all starting this whole thing of like, either she is, you know, like incompetent or it's staged, right? They're starting up with the fake attack. Everything is going to be the insinuation of it being staged, right? But what I thought was curious, okay, what I thought was curious about this, guys, was Trump's response, okay? Trump's response to me was the most curious thing out there, okay? Now, you ready for this? Hold on, though, because with the stage accusation, okay, with the stage accusation, we got to look at this, guys, because they're saying it was staged, but this is the guy who did it, okay? 𝗙𝗙𝗾𝗏, all right? 𝗙𝗾𝗾𝗏, okay? So 𝗙𝗾𝗾𝗏 is the guy who attacked her at the town hall, but his profile pictures have been like Donald Trump, okay? This guy repeatedly, before the election, was using Donald Trump profile pictures. Now, that would be pretty impressive that, like, if they staged it, they picked this guy from, you know, that was using Donald Trump profile pictures like 4 months ago. Somehow got him lined up. They planned it 4 months ago, right? To do this because, of course, they knew Minneapolis was going to be on fire in January. I mean, it's not very likely, but this guy is obviously a Trump fan, and this guy is obviously, you know, he goes by Andy, okay? And he is, you know, like Trump and Erica Kirk profile picture, okay? And yeah, dude, they like, all right, whatevs. You know, their minds are afire. That is always their claim, okay? And he has other Facebook posts where he's posted attacks on Keith Ellison, okay? He's posted attacks on Nancy Pelosi, and he's posted attacks on Joe Biden, okay? Right? So this guy has had some history, and these go, look at these, on Facebook are going all the way back to 2022. Okay, 2022, this is way back, okay? This guy is obviously not staged. This is just another MAGA lunatic, okay? You go back in, and there's more from him. He had a meme from Turning Point USA, all right? Also in 2022, at least kids don't know any better. Leftists have no excuse, okay? Children who believe Santa will give them free stuff. Leftists who believe government will give them free stuff. Now, I want to go out on a limb here, guys, and I want to say this, right? And you know, first off, maybe time traveler Charlie set this up. So, like, I don't know, anything's possible. Just kidding. But can we just right now, since we're seeing this meme, can we take a momentary tangent to open letter to MAGA right here? For 2 seconds, MAGA, STFU about the idea of leftists thinking we should get free stuff. No, we just want to get useful stuff for our money. Okay, the government's money is our money, you shitheads. And in particular, it's the money from blue states because none of the red states have any goddamn money. So our money mostly funds this government, And we just want to get some shit like healthcare and education and roads and shit like that, childcare. So our money benefits us instead of spending hundreds of millions of dollars on, Proud Boys murdering people in the streets or a bunch of missiles that sit in a goddamn silo for 5 years and then they get replaced to other missiles, right? Or golden domes that are never going to get used because nobody's ever fired a missile at us, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Nobody wants free shit. We just want to get what we paid for, which is not your militarized government killing us all or pushing us around or the rest of the world around. You fucking idiots. Okay, so shut up with your free stuff. You fucking clowns. Goddamn, bro. All right? Dude, I'm tired of that rhetoric. It is rhetoric from brain dead people. Okay? You know what I'm saying? And I am tired of buying Jeff Bezos another yacht when we could have some fucking health care. Okay? Like Jeff Bezos can buy his own goddamn yacht. And the fucking wealthy, NFL owners can buy their own goddamn stadiums. Why the fuck are we buying stadiums for people with $10 billion of wealth, bro? Shut the fuck up, okay? You fucking, plantation owner, supporting clowns. Come on, man. I know, dude, their memes are so, bottom of the barrel. All right, and look at this, another pro-Trump political cartoon. Okay, so this guy has been a major Trump supporter. All right, he's a Blue Lives Matter retweeter. You know what I'm saying? And look at this. He's highlighting the squad, defund the police or what have you. He's just a gnarly, rhetoric believer. Okay? You know what I'm saying? He's a rhetoric, absorber. Okay? This guy is just, you know what I'm saying? This guy is just absorbing that MAGA fucking rhetoric, And the thing about this though, guys, can I just say something about, I know that he had this this Blue Lives Matter, but guys, there's no such thing as blue lives. Okay? Blue, it's a job. Okay? Somebody chooses to take a job that is maybe sometimes dangerous, but they can quit at any time. There is no such thing as blue lives mattering because those people are just, that's a job. And in fact, it's safer to be a cop than it is to be a high school student in America when it comes to gun violence. So stop with the blue lives, okay? You're not born in a police uniform and trapped being a police officer on the front lines for life. Whereas if you're born black, you are on the front lines of racism for life. You don't have a choice. You can't turn it off. You can't quit. You don't get to take the uniform off. So those comparisons are bullshit. Okay? Those comparisons are like people, the shitty comparisons they do with transgender people, where they dehumanize a transgender person and their plight by talking about a kid wearing a pirate costume or some shit. And that's bullshit. A kid dressing up on Halloween is nothing to do with an actual transgender human being. The same way that a cop has nothing to do with a person experiencing racism. Okay, those are false comparisons. Okay, and they're dehumanizing too. They're dehumanizing the actual plight. Okay? Dude, let's go. Yes, no one is born blue. All right, so this guy is a very clear Trump supporter, guys. But again, what I found curious was Trump's response, all right? Because Rachel Scott talked to Trump, okay? Rachel Scott spoke to President Trump and asked him, have you seen the video of Ilhan Omar being attacked, being sprayed with a substance? And look at what he said. He said, no, I don't think about her. I think she's a fraud. I really don't think about that. She probably had herself sprayed, knowing her, the president said. I asked again if he had seen the video, And he said, I haven't seen it. No, I hope I don't have to bother. So, like, that's a really curious response, because what's curious about it is he literally talked about her tonight, guys. Okay? You know what I'm saying? He, like, right? Dude, Hassan tweeted about it too, dude. He literally talked about her tonight. He brought her up earlier today at a rally. He talks about her in insane ways at every single rally and most of the pressers. And that's true, guys. He literally talks about Ilhan Omar at every turn. She's a staple. So is Somalia, okay? I mean, let's find a clip, dude. Right? You ready?
Come in. They have to show that they can love our country. They have to be proud. Not like Ilhan Omar. Did you see that wise guy? You know, she's always talking about the Constitution provides me with the following. You know, the Constitution, she comes from a country that's a disaster. It's considered, I think, the worst. It's not even a country.
Dude.
Okay? It barely has a government. I don't think it...
Dude, that was tonight, guys. Right? You know what I mean? That was tonight. And he's like, I don't think about her. I don't really think about that. I don't think about her. Dude, he literally talked about her tonight. He has mentioned her and Somalia at every single presser or rally or whatever interview he's done. There has not been a time where he hasn't mentioned her, okay? There has not been a time where he has not mentioned the woman, okay, at all. Like literally every presser. And what's more is, yeah, I'm glad you noticed that, James. Did you notice the slam on the Constitution too? You know what I'm saying? Did you notice the slam on the Constitution? Like that he throws in there? Because not only is he talking about her, and he calls her a wise guy, okay, which is like a mobster term. So he's like making all sorts of weird implications here, calls her a wise guy like a mobster, and then he like bags on her quoting the Constitution.
You have to be proud. Not like Ilhan Omar. Did you see that wise guy? You know, she's always talking about the Constitution provides me with the following. You know, the Constitution, she comes from a country.
Dude, he's talking shit about the Constitution, boss. Right? Like, I mean, we know, like, dude, these guys are fucking off the chain, bro.
It's considered, I think, the worst. It's not even a country, okay? It barely has a government. I don't think it does. They go to one thing, pirates. But they don't do that anymore. You know why? Because they get the same treatment from us as the drug dealers get. Boom, boom, boom.
Dude, you see that? Right? He's like basically saying we kill them. Boom, boom, boom. Right? The same treatment as the drug dealers. He's literally openly making reference to just killing Somali people. Okay. And he has talked about, I know when he says pirates, it's like maybe some plausible deniability, but he has called the people committing fraud pirates. I mean, dude, it is like open murder talk all the time.
But they don't do that anymore. You know why? Because they get the same treatment from us as the drug dealers get. Boom, boom, boom.
Dude.
I don't care what ship they're attacking. When they attack, when we say them going in, ping, that's the end of that.
Right. And now he like covers it with references to pirates, the boats, whatever. But he is essentially, though, like just talking about, yeah, killing them if we have a problem. And dude, they're right. They're dog whistles all over the place, bro. Like, this is so gross, dude. It is so gross, boss. You know? Like, and there he is, though, dude. Hardcore MAGA. I mean, he looks MAGA. We know this guy ain't a leftist. All right? And this guy has, you know, Trump posts going all the way back to 2022, dude. Yeah. It's pretty clear, okay? It's pretty fucking clear what's going on, dude. Jesus, bro. Dude, he should get heckled. He needs a boot in his ass, is what Trumpy needs, boss. I'm serious, dude. This is some bullshit. But yeah, I thought that, like, right? Dude, look at this, though. Look at the people here where Rachel Scott is talking. She's talking to Trump. Look at the MAGA in the replies. Where's your reporting on Charlie Kirk? Like, what does Charlie Kirk have to do with this? Right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at that. How many times has Rachel Scott reported on Charlie Kirk? That's their thing. You didn't report on Charlie Kirk, so now you get to get murdered. By this person, Sarah Fields, she's an idiot. She, of course, blocked me. Dude, I got into it with her, dude. She has child endangerment charges, okay? Sarah Fields does. She is not a reporter. She is a child endangering weirdo, right? That is now one of these right-wingers. Let's see if Grok answered this question. Grok's been shut down, right? But, like, dude, they're asking Grok, how many times has Rachel Scott reported on Charlie Kirk? Dude, that's their thing, guys, right? It's Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk. Charlie, like, they're going to try to kill us all because we did not respond correctly with Charlie Kirk. Okay? Like, and so, touche, right? Touche. There we go. Dude. But again, like, more of this stuff, okay? And then look at this, though. All right? Who does he follow? This assassin. Right? This, I called him an assassin. I mean, this, whatever, foul liquid sprayer, right? This chemical attack, right? He follows Libs at TikTok, Benny Johnson, Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens, Ben Shapiro, Elon Musk, Tim Pool, the Hodge twins, and Terrence K. Williams. So this guy is living in a fantasy land of, like, Trumpist construction. Bro, there's, like, I don't think these accounts ever print anything that is true, guys. Think about that. Think about who he is following. None of these people, this is like all lies and conspiracy shit. All of it. I mean, every single one of these. I mean, the only person that may have the tiniest bit of, like, legitimate, truthful information might be Ben Shapiro, right? Like, I think Ben Shapiro, if of this whole group, is probably the only guy who, and he is toxic as shit. Like, I'm not excusing him at all, but there's at least moments where Ben Shapiro's, like, not lying, okay? He's just completely brainwashed for, like, Zionism and all that shit, right? You know what I mean? But I mean, the rest of these guys, other than Ben, it's like they never tell the truth. Nothing on their timelines is true, dude. Like, this is literally like QAnon on fucking Twitter, bro. It's like 24/7 QAnon, dude. That's wild. I mean, that is crazy. Dude, no, Ben lies a lot. Don't get me wrong. Ben is not always truthful. He lies a lot. But I think with Ben Shapiro, there's probably 20% of what Ben relays is actual factual information. And then 80% of his shit is manipulated viewpoints to support his whatever warring, like, Zionist, whatever. But he also does report factual bits of news and will occasionally, like, challenge his fellow Republicans. But, like, the rest of these guys are literally just disinformation campaigns where they're spreading shit. Like the Terrence Williams guy, they get community noted, like, all the time, guys. Okay? Elon Musk gets community noted all the time. So does Candace Owens. So does Benny. Libs at TikTok, like, all the time. It is just crazy. Dude, I can't listen to Ben. Like, I can't listen to his voice, dude. His squeaky little voice. And with him always, like, you know, I don't know, I don't know. He always is like, you know, he's trying to sell a pious version of himself. that I don't really buy into. And you know the other thing about Ben, you ready? Here's the other thing about Ben, though, that I find personally like inexcusable is while Ben Shapiro will occasionally report straight news or whatever, and he'll occasionally like act as though he's not a lying grifter to try and maintain some sense of credibility, he's like platformed all these guys. Okay, the Daily Wire platforms Knowles and Candace and right and Matt Walsh and fucking Steven Crowder, right? So he platforms all of the liars and the fucking conspiracy theorists and abusers, and then he himself tries to be like, well, I'm sort of a truth teller. But like, dude, that's pretty conniving to sort of launder your own reputation while your entire fucking, you know, media company is just selling disinformation campaigns, you know, that is wildly problematic. But yeah, this is like, this guy was living in a bubble of disinformation, boss. Okay. And on top of this, okay, we had fucking Maxwell Frost got attacked the other day too, guys, at Sundance. All right. I don't know if you heard about this, but Maxwell Frost, he's a young Gen Z rep, a very up and coming guy from Florida, House member, great guy. He's very vocal anti-Trump. So there was a Sundance party, okay, for creative artists. This was at a party. He went to Sundance and creative artists had a private party, and somebody showed up trying to get into the private party, and they wouldn't let the guy in, and then the guy like forced his way in and fucking punched him in the face. Dude, punched him in the face and said, Trump's gonna deport you. Punched him in the face in a fucking private party at Sundance, bro. Right? And so, you know, again, our people of color are under attack, okay? And Trump loves this shit. Trump wants this shit. Remember his speeches? Man, if we could just have one day where everybody's really violent, people would stop fucking speaking up. Yada, yada, yada. You know what I'm saying? But the Somali pirates, though, guys, that's a cover because he is called the fraud people. He's made reference to pirates in a non-naval term. Trump has, okay? Trump, like, can talk about the pirates that are of the nautical variety, but he has spoken about the Somali daycare centers, and he has spoken about Somali fraud, and he has used that word pirate as like a type of slur to insinuate that all Somali people are trying to like take shit and to plunder and to steal. He has actively done it. Yes, Nick 𝗙cie has done it. All of these white nationalists use those little dog whistles like out of context. But then in his speech today, talking about the nautical one and talking about blowing them up, but it's very clear these dog whistles to his, brain dead MAGA base, And again, guys, like Nick 𝗙cie, that was an op. Okay. That was an op. Like Cam Higby is an op. Okay. Is there fraud? Sure. Is there fraud? There's fraud everywhere. You ready for this? Look at this, guys. You ready? You ready? You want to go on a little journey with me, guys? Okay. Because I think this is important, guys. But let's go on a little journey together. Okay. Because of this right there. Huh. Look at that, guys. Oh, that's weird. And guess what? None of them are Somali. Okay? None of them are undocumented. 48 Texans charged in a nationwide $14.6 billion healthcare fraud. So not only is it $14 billion of fraud, but the Texas people were running a nationwide ring. So you have people in Texas committing fraud in nationwide. In all the other states, dude, 14.6 billion, 48 Texans, and we're Nick 𝗙cie. Yo, Nick Shirley, where you at, buddy? Oh, Trumpy. Oh, it's not fraud when the Texans do it. Oh, Trumpy. Oh, where's the fraud? Nick Shirley, come rub my prostate. Dude. Right? Oh, are we invading Texas now? Are we going to send 10,000? I think we need 10,000 agents sent into Texas. Yeah, that's weird, isn't it, guys? Huh. And what do we hear? Hold on. Ready? Let me find this. Hold on. You ready? Here's what we have. Dude, wait. You ready? What do we hear, guys? Oh, yeah. That's what we hear. Oh, yeah. Wait. Texas fraud. Where is it? What? Oh, yeah. There we go. Texas fraud. Oh, I got it. Thank you. We'll be here all week. Dude, fucking clowns, bro. Oh, my God, boss. Right? Isn't that wild? Nationwide fraud ring, 14.6 billion. And let me just tell you, dude, the Minnesota fraud is not 19 billion. It's not 9 billion. It's not even close to that. Okay. The entire Minnesota budget is like 30 billion or something like that, dude. Like, give me a fucking break, dude. These guys are such clowns, right? They are such clowns. Nobody's on this, though. Nick Shirley, where you at, buddy? Now, don't even get us started with Florida, okay? Florida, I'm sure, has another crazy realm, right? Where is MAGA when the fraud shows up, guys? Oh, where MAGA at? Where that fraud, boss? Did you guys see this one? This one's pretty good right here. You'd think that the Constitution was younger, given how hard Republicans are trying to fuck. Yeah. Oh, seen out in the wild, right? Oh, shit, bro. Isn't that funny? How true is that, guys? That is like so painfully true that, you know, it explains a lot, right? The Constitution is apparently barely legal, guys. That's all we can figure. That is savage, isn't it? Oh, man, dude. All right, that is savage. Now, we got to look at a couple Trump clips, okay? This Trump clip today is batshit, all right? Because we have the President of the United States making comments about how he feels about citizens under his care being murdered by his Gestapo Nazi force.
It's pretty unusual, but nobody knows when they saw the gun, how they saw the gun, everything else. Bottom line, it was terrible. Both of them were terrible. The other was terrible, too. And I'm not sure about his parents, but I know her parents were big Trump fans. Makes me feel bad anyway. But, I mean, I guess you could say even worse. They were tremendous Trump people, Trump fans. And, you know, the daughter was, she was, I don't know if you could say radicalized, maybe not. I don't know. But I hate to see it. I hate to see that.
Dude, he feels worse for her parents because they were Trump fans, right? His only concern is like, well, her parents voted for me, so I feel bad for them. But like everyone else, I don't know, radicalized, whatever. They're not really sure why they shot them. Oh, his parents are hurting. But no, who I really feel bad for is her parents because they love me. They're Trump fans. Bro. And look at him, though, right? Look at him. He doesn't look emotionally affected at all. He looks angry, guys. Look at his face. He's not like feeling pathos right there, right? He's not feeling like, you know, sadness or even any type of empathetic responses. He looks angry. He looks angry that like he has to talk about Alex Preddy or Renee Good, doesn't he? He looks mad that he's even got to talk about these people because he doesn't give a shit about them. He just wants more crypto cash and he wants a couple hotels in Gaza. All right. Right. And he's livid because he knows he knows he's on borrowed time. Dude, he knows the end is nigh, guys. He knows they're going to get swept, bro. I'm telling you right now, guys, there is a really good chance, okay? There is a really good chance that we by 2028, we pick up the presidency and both houses of Congress. And maybe even some new victories in state houses. Like, I think we could flip some state elections. That's going to be the big one. Undoing the gerrymandering and shit that they've had, okay? Undoing the gerrymandering and shit that they've had in the state level could be huge, right? Because, guys, we have a problem. I mean, we have a problem that the shifting that's going on, because people are moving out of high-priced areas. They're moving out of California. They're moving out of New York, and a lot of like Texas and Florida are getting people because they have no income taxes. Okay, so they're vying for people who don't want to pay taxes, and they're trying to shift the maps. Like, I think those states are like not having taxes, just trying to shift the congressional apportionment, literally, because they're going bankrupt. But now, I think, though, if those states increase in population, it may turn them blue, though. So, right? And so, you know, by 2030, by our next census, like, we have to get some shit done before the next census, guys. We're 3 years out. We are 3 years out. We have a hard-fought battle. But we can take the House back this year, okay? And then in 2028, we have the opportunity to take the Senate and the presidency. Now, but what we can do, though, this year, right now, is we can take a bunch of state-level seats, guys. That's what I think, guys. I implore you to get affiliated with your local Democratic office and focus on the state level, okay? The state level, because what has happened is for the last 25 years, even while Clinton was president, they started winning on the state level. And then you'd have a state that has Democratic senators, but the state government is like 2/3 Republican, and it's gerrymandered, and they rig the congressional maps, and they starve people of fucking any type of like good funding. They just loot all the money. So we have an opportunity, I think now this year, to flip those states. State level revolution, where that means like ungerrymandering some of these congressional states, taking away Jim Jordan and all these other fucking weird, like sicko looking, you know, fucking curly fry districts. We and the Democrats are running a person in every state election, every state house, every state senate in the country. They've never had that before. So we have a huge opportunity to create generational change at the state level in this election. Okay? All right. Yeah, you ready? We'll look at that one. Let's check that out. I saw this clip earlier about Trump and Noem. Yeah, no, Ohio is terribly gerrymandered. Like so is Wisconsin, Ohio, Georgia, my God, in the South, you know, you go to Alabama, Mississippi, South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida, Texas, they're just gerrymandered like crazy, dude. Like what's his name? Look at Dan Crenshaw. You ready? Look at this shit. Look at that shit, bro. Houston. That's Dan Crenshaw's district in Houston, guys. Yeah, okay. Dude, that's bullshit. Those guys aren't even neighbors. You know what I'm saying? Those guys are not even neighbors. Those guys have nothing. I mean, they're all white. They're mostly white. And then they dilute a huge amount of black voters. Okay? Because I don't know if you've been to Houston. I've been to Houston. It's a great city. Very high black population. Lot of Southern black culture here. It's amazing, dude. Houston's an incredible city. But what they do is they reach in and they absorb. It's like they have a bunch of white voters and then they dilute all the black vote. So basically what you have is you have a huge population of black voters in Houston, but they have no voting power whatsoever. They're all diluted into a bunch of white Republican districts, right? It's brutal. Dude, isn't that crazy? That shit is nuts. And we've seen Jim Jordan's, right? Jim Jordan's is the same way. His is in Ohio. Right? There's Jim Jordan's district. Same shit, except Cleveland and Columbus, right? Look at this shit. Like Jim Jordan dilutes Cleveland and Columbus, right? They pulled black voters from 2 different cities, and then they got them for the white vote. Dude, furrow, let's go. Yeah, but so the thing about this, though, Jess, is we don't have to wait for the Supreme Court, okay? We can fix this by winning at the state level, okay? So we do have to, like, unfuck the Supreme Court, but that's a little more complicated. But this year, we can start ungerrymandering by winning at the state level. That's why 2026 is so important. We're going to take back the House, and we're going to win back some shit on the state level and start unfucking this shit. But I implore you guys, I'm telling you guys, I implore you guys to get involved in this election, okay? Get involved on your state level of helping the Democrats flip red seats on the state level, because there is so much voter animosity that is stirred by Trump literally murdering us, and he's accomplishing nothing, and they're bummed. Republicans are down. The MAGA people are disappointed. They've got nothing that they want. You know what I'm saying? And so we really can pick up a lot of wins this year, guys. The state level is like huge opportunities. It is like a once in a generation kind of thing. Okay? We have a huge opportunity here. Huge. You know? Huge opportunity. Oh, right? And the Dems are contesting every district in America. All right? Oh, Jesus. Sorry, guys. Oh, my God. I just destroyed my ears. Holy shit, that was loud. Dude, these are always really quiet, and that one was so loud. Like, wow. Dude, are you guys okay? I just lost my hearing there. Dude. All right. You ready? Yeah, that was crazy.
Sir, was Mr. Petty acting as an assassin? Do you think he was acting as an assassin in Minneapolis? Who is that? Mr. Petty, your deputy chief of staff said that. You don't think so?
With that being said, you know, you can't have guns. You can't walk in with guns.
What about the Second Amendment?
Listen, you can't walk in with guns. You can't do that. But it's just a very unfortunate incident.
Dude, so, I mean, guys, let's unpack this for a minute. Because what did he say there? First off, he undercut Kristi Noem and said, no, this guy wasn't an assassin, right? You know, Preddy, he wasn't an assassin. First, he acts dumb. Who are you talking about? But, dude, so he says Preddy wasn't an assassin. Kristi Noem says, I'm just doing what they told me to say. And then he follows it up saying, you can't walk in with guns. But like, dude, you can walk in with guns. That's literally America, bro. Like, your homie, Trump, where you think you've been living, boss? That's literally like the American thing. You can walk in with guns, right? You know? And like, but he's like, oh, you can't walk in with guns. Oh, so I guess the Second Amendment is now a thing of the past for the Republicans. Like, really? Dude, I know he literally just says like whatever comes to his mind. No sense whatsoever. There's no free speech anymore. You can't have guns anymore. There's no states' rights anymore. Dude, did the NRA put out a statement about this? Like, did they? Let's see. Let's go look at the NRA. All right. They should, dude. The NRA should like bury Trump. They have the opportunity to bury him, dude. They could sink his ass. What did they say? Okay, here we go. The NRA unequivocally believes that all law-abiding citizens have a right to keep and bear arms anywhere they have a legal right to be. But see, here's the problem, though, is they're not really calling him out directly, okay? You know what I'm saying? They're literally just saying, like, oh, we believe in this. But even then, they say law-abiding, okay, which is like they added that, which means all you have to do then is somehow contort the thing to say he broke the law. He touched the guy, so therefore he's a lawbreaker. But they never pin his name. No, they never hold him individually responsible. And this is not just the NRA. I feel like this is part of the Republican game in general, part of the MAGA game. They will complain about MAGA. They will complain about the policies. They'll complain about the Republican representatives, but they will never put name to Trump, okay? They won't fucking call out Trump, you know? And that's problematic, okay? That is problematic, dude. Clowns. But I mean, all they're talking about is Virginia, okay? Virginia is passing some gun control measures, and they're like talking about Virginia. They're not even talking about a guy, right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, look at this. And then they retweeted this, dude. Look at this shit. Look at them. They're letting Trump off, dude. They're fucking bullshit. Because look at this. They're playing both sides of the fence. Look at what they're saying right here, dude.
Does the president believe the Second Amendment rights remain in effect even when protesting?
The president supports the Second Amendment rights of law-abiding American citizens. Absolutely. There has been no greater supporter or defender of the right to bear arms than President Donald J. Trump. So while Americans have a constitutional right to bear arms, Americans do not have a constitutional right to impede lawful immigration enforcement operations.
Again, though, here's the problem, guys, is standing in the street or 20 feet away with your camera like this is not impeding lawful immigration. First off, they're not even lawful. These guys, they're covering their face with masks. They're not using judicial warrants. They're racially profiling. These guys aren't even lawful. It's not even lawful immigration. But it doesn't even matter because doing this and talking to them is not impeding, okay? If you grab an immigrant and you put him in the back of your car and drive him away, that's impeding, okay? But standing there with this is not impeding. They're making it so if you show up and try to hold them accountable, you're impeding. That's some bullshit, okay? That is some bullshit. But the NRA, dude, they're talking out their ass, bro. They are playing both sides of this thing. Of course they are, because they're fucking scoundrels. Dude, what, like Dana? What does Dana say? Right? Oh, yeah. See, she's doing the same shit, right? You can walk in with guns. You just can't stand in the street, block traffic, and get in the way of an LEO while doing it. But, dude, again, you're allowed to be a concealed carry and film the cops, okay? You are allowed to conceal carry your weapon if you have a permit and film the cops. All right. That is not impeding. Dude, they're all scoundrels. These guys are never going to be on our side. Dana she is crazy. I did like 10 years ago. I had a little secret crush on her, right? Dude, because she's crazy. And I've often had crushes on crazy women. Most of them are not Republicans, though. But, dude, she is batshit, okay? She is never going to be on our side, dude. Right? The only way she's on our side is if she's pointing a gun at us and fucking, right, pulling the trigger, dude. That's it. Dude, she is a clown among clowns, okay? Oh, my God. Dude, what is this, bro? What is this? Dude, look at her, bro. Dude, what is up with Jillian? What is up with this panel? Is this Vinny? Is this Vinny from fucking PBD? This is like the worst panel I think I've ever seen, dude. Dude, what happened to her face, bro? Dude, what is this panel? Oh my God, dude. Like, dude. Oh shit, boss. Jesus. Dude, it is like, I'm sorry, it is hard to look at. Like, I feel like I am like looking into the sun or something, dude. Looking into the dysfunction, the sun of dysfunction, right? The solar, dude, right? I'm looking into a solar eclipse of dysfunction when I look at this panel. Holy shit. Right? And Rittenhouse wasn't in the process of committing a felony offense. Dude, there was no felony, guys. Okay? There was no felony. All right? There was no felony, guys. That guy, dude, why does she have the fucking Ramones on her thing? Like, this is annoying, bro. You know what I'm saying? She is, right? Dude, she's got the Ramones in here. Look up fucking Greg Kelly's phone and gun take. No, we already saw that, Disturbed. We watched that earlier with him and pointing his phone. Greg Kelly, like, being like this. Being like, yeah, hey, what does it look like? What does it look like? But, dude, give me a fucking break, bro. Dude, we need to be sedated 24 hours ago. Oh! Guys, I think we covered it all, boss. No way, dude. Dude, all right. Dude, we covered it all. We have one more thing. And then I'm going to go make some videos. All right, dude, we made it. We burned through it, dude. We burned through this shit. Dude, yeah, no, Dana is fucking psychotic. But the last thing I want to look at, guys, is this dude, okay? Now, we've seen a couple of these. But this guy is pretty blatant here. All right, this one that we're about to look at, which is this ICE agent, okay? It's only a 15-second clip, but we have seen multiple clips of this, of ICE agents basically, you know, telling citizens, like, we're gonna hurt you. We're gonna kill you. We're gonna silence you. Right? Remember that guy? Remember the one who said, have you learned nothing from the last couple days? Okay, we saw this guy. This was after Renee Good was shot. Okay? Hold on. After Renee Good was shot, we had... this guy right here, right? Have you not learned from the past few days? Right here, this was the original, okay?
Hey, you should get a real job. Shame on you.
Listen. Have y'all not learned from the past couple of days? Have you not learned?
Learned what? What's our lesson here? What do you want us to learn?
Following federal agents.
Give me my phone back.
This was 6 hours ago, and she hasn't posted since. This is the creator's account. Go follow it. What is it that we were supposed to learn?
Yeah, dude. Right? Like, the guy comes out, Thug, have you not learned? This was right after after Renee Good was murdered. Okay? Renee Good was murdered. Couple days later, this guy walks up. Have you guys not learned from the last couple days? Have you not learned that we will fucking kill you if we want to? And then he just grabs her phone and takes her phone. That's illegal, man. You can't do that, bro. He has very much has wife beater energy. Okay? And now, you know, these are getting more common. We saw the other guy about the domestic terrorist, right? This was the one that we saw, you know, just a couple days ago. This guy.
Able to record.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah. Why are you taking my information down?
Because we have a nice little database.
Oh, good.
And now you're considered a domestic terrorist. So
We're videotaping you?
Right? Oh, we have a nice little database, freak zone. You know, now you're a domestic terrorist for filming them. You're a domestic terrorist. Oh, all right. And now we have the coup de grace, guys. The coup de grace of coup de grace. Okay? Fucking these guys. Dude, they are like so brazen. Seriously, they are so brazen. They are like, as time goes on, they're getting more and more like just out and about. Like, hey, we're just going to end your life. We're going to, right? And I mean, we saw this from the very beginning. Remember the guy who pulled the guy who pulled the gun in Chicago on the woman in the minivan? He had it sideways like he thinks he's fucking Dirty Harry or some shit. Comes up to the window and he's threatening her. And in LA, they shot that TikToker when they broke a window with the gun and the gun went off and it hit an agent and the TikToker. Dude, these guys are incredibly untrained, like fucking gravy seals to the max. But now this guy is pretty chilling about what he says, dude, because this guy doesn't even veil the threat. You know what I'm saying?
I will tell you this, brother.
What?
You know, I will tell you this. You raise your voice, I raise your voice.
If I raise my voice, you'll erase my...
Exactly, yeah. Yeah.
Are you serious? You
Yeah.
said if I raise my voice, you'll erase my voice?
I will tell you this.
Dude, if you raise your voice, we'll erase your voice. Like, bro, that's fucking mouthy. And he's saying it without a mask, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he does have a pretty squeaky voice. Okay, he does. He has a little bit of that Urkel voice going on, right? Dude, you can tell that Urkel is like this guy's favorite fucking television character, dude. Right? But still, that's fucking bold. And yeah, he's not white, guys. I mean, I think he's, you know, partially Hispanic. He's a person of somewhat color. Okay, he definitely has Proud Boy vibes going on. I would love to see if this guy is part of the Proud Boys. There are, like, you know, there's a significant Hispanic population in the Proud Boys. There are, like, you know, I believe that, like, my theory behind this, obviously one of the main guys, Enrique Tarrio, is Hispanic, but I think it's the way they sort of dance around their racism, okay? Which is by having some Hispanic members that are, you know, right, proximity to whiteness, but by having some Hispanic members, it also gives them a little bit of plausible deniability that they are a white nationalist group. It makes it just seem like they're a nationalist group, right? It's like, man, I'm telling you, in my life, some of the gnarliest racist people I've known, right, are not the ones that run around shouting the N-word or whatever, but they just have deeply racist beliefs, and they will always have a black friend, okay? They will always have a black friend. You know what I mean? They will always have a black friend, you know? They will. They will always have a black friend. And the thing about this, though, Stacey, they are not trained. Just because that guy's a veteran, right? The guy that shot Alex, it doesn't matter that he's a veteran. It matters that there's like tens of thousands of new agents being added. And it's like a football team, right? There's coaching that's involved. If you bring a player into a new unit, you have to get the whole unit operating together. And when you're on a police force or whatever, they're training people in pairs and people in squads to operate as a unit. But ICE, even if somebody has 10 years of experience as an ICE agent, he is out on the street with different people every day that could have no fucking training. And they've not trained as a group. They've not trained as a unit. So when you have 9 random guys pulling on a dude on the ground, like even you could see it the way they manhandled Alex, right? The way they manhandled 𝗙𝗪𝗏 is there was nobody leading it. They didn't even have a goal. Like, what was their goal? Was their goal to handcuff him? Was their goal to immobilize him? There were just like 9 guys hitting him with canisters and like grappling with him, but it didn't even look like anybody there knew what they were even trying to do other than to just mob the guy. Right? Yeah, one was grabbing a leg, one shouts gun, one's hitting him with a canister because these guys are a bunch of random people like running around on the street with guns. I mean, it's a disaster and there's no leadership, right? Kristi Noem has no leadership. None of it. None of the fucking leadership. Like nobody in there has any leadership, you know? And you know, and the thing is, though, is like it's not about an individual being trained, okay? It's about the group, right? There is a lack of training and there is a lack of leadership for the group. It doesn't matter if somebody's been an ICE agent for 10 years. That doesn't even mean he's been trained, right? He could have had no training, and for 10 years, he's just out there as an untrained fucking ICE agent, right? You know what I mean? I mean, but it doesn't matter though even if you have a trained person, right, and you have a bunch of untrained people around him, they are all untrained. Okay, it's like a free for all, you know. It's a free for all, like crazy. All right, but let's look at this shit. Okay, let's look at this woman. They did talk to the woman in the pink jacket. All right. Let me find that clip. But anyway, I mean, I get it. I think maybe your point was that guy's been an ICE agent for a long time, so he should have known to not pull his gun and shoot somebody. But you know, I don't think these guys are trained, and I certainly, if he was an ICE agent for 10 years, that means like 5 of them were under Donald Trump, where it's all been a free-for-all, right? Border Patrol, right? I mean, all the same. I mean, I don't think they use their weapons a lot, guys. That's another thing that, like, Border Patrol people normally never even, like, unholster their weapons because they're usually not dealing with people with weapons. They're dealing with, like, pregnant women and shit crawling under, like, razor wire. You know? Like, maybe some of the, even when there's a drug bust, it's more like the ATF and the DEA and shit, right? You know what I mean? Like, I think a lot of these CBP and ICE agents never fucking do this shit. You know, they don't, like, it's so out of their thing, you know? But man, dude, we got to boot these guys. But all right, let's look at this real quick. Then I'm going to go. We'll talk about Tim Walz tomorrow. I don't have the bandwidth to see Tim Walz being a schlump today, dude. Dude, Tim Walz is highly disappointing to me, guys. Okay? And I'll tell you why. Because after all this, like we have the opportunity here, guys. Okay, they just made a major fuck up. They murdered a guy. It's out in the open. And Tim Walz is now saying like, oh, maybe with Tom Homan, it's going to be different. He's sounding like an abused spouse. Maybe it'll be different this time. And like maybe Tom Homan will be more professional. But it's like, dude, Tim Walz should be like on the attack. Okay, he should be on the attack, weaponizing this murder. And you know what I'm saying? And finding court challenges and passing an ordinance that makes him unmask. Like Tim Walz should be fucking ferociously on riding a wave of assault on Trump. And he's just like, oh, maybe Tom Homan's going to be nice and we'll start working with him. It's like, no, Tim, the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, goddamn, boss. Like, get that man off the national stage. I'm glad he's fucking not running again. Dude, he needs to go, like, get his shit together, bro, and, like, figure his shit out, boss. You know, either learn how to have some balls and be a fighter in this day and age and come back and get in the Senate and be a brawler, or fucking go retire, dude. Go grab a fishing pole and go to the lake and just fucking, you know, catch some walleye or some shit. Like, I am tired of you being a fucking soft ass, like, abused spouse, like letting everybody in the country down. You are at the flashpoint of this. We need a victory from you. We don't need a, like, you fucking, you know, submit to Trump, you dumbass. We need a fucking victory. And he is not rising to the moment, boss. He is so disappointing. Okay? He is so disappointing. You know, I mean, I know there's a lot of pressures, but dude, Gavin Newsom has gone through this. J.B. Pritzker has gone through this. We had it here in Portland. Dude, we had the Antifa frog taking the piss out of Trump. I mean, he's not going to get very far in Portland, though. Like, dude, Trump, you notice they left Portland real fucking quick, dude. They did. They are not going to have a large-scale operation in Portland because we will just destroy them, dude. They can't do it. They tried it in 2020 and he got his ass handed to him. He is not, they're not going to spend a lot of time here, guys. It's you know, there's too many activists here, boss. Right? Hey, I'm serious, dude. They're not coming back. I don't think they're coming back. I think they're going to sit in Minneapolis for a long time, dude. They're going to sit in Minneapolis until they have turned Tim Walz into fucking, you know, Velveeta, dude. That's what they're going to do. Did they kill anyone in Chicago? They shot a woman in Chicago and they shot a TikToker in LA, right? But the thing is they got battled back before they could kill people. Like, I think that was it. Like, the people in Minnesota are going crazy. Okay? The people in Minnesota are doing so well, which, by the way, guys, I just want to share something with you. If you need to feel like, I don't know, a sense of like power, there's a video here. Let me see if I can find it. I put it in Discord, but there's a video of Minneapolis, that Minneapolis Strong, I think it is. That is worth watching. It's some interviews of people. Here, I'll grab it from Discord. I put it in the general chat in Discord, but I'm going to put it in chat here. It's a good video to watch. Yeah, dude, we got to talk about Tim Walz tomorrow. I also want to talk about that audio system they're using, that Stranger Things type of audio system that they got going on. But this video it's MLPS, right? Here it is. All right. I don't know what the copyright situation is with this, so I'm not going to watch it, but it's a 3-minute video where they talk to people in Minneapolis about standing up for Minneapolis, and they talk a little bit about their city, that like Minneapolis is very diverse, And a lot of Minnesota, a lot of Wisconsin is not very diverse, but Minneapolis is very diverse. But they like relish it. The people there relish the diversity. They do. It's like I don't know. And I've been there, dude. It is a pretty profound place. Like I said, I know some great people from Minneapolis. I know some great people from Duluth too. There's a couple pockets of people in Minneapolis that are like sort of somewhat off the gridders. You know, they're right. It's really beautiful. The winter sucks. The winter fucking sucks, bro. But you know, I grew up in Wisconsin too. My dad was born in Hubbard, Minnesota. So I do have some small town Minnesota connection, you know. And you know what I'm saying? Dude, Duluth is pretty wild, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy. Extreme weather up there. Oh my God. But I highly recommend this video if you want to like get inspired and feel like you can do it. Right? Yeah, no, that sound device, we have to talk about that sound device tomorrow because there's some shit with that sound device, guys, that is not okay. Okay? They are breaking out these like weapons now that are like, you know, potentially harmful to people en masse. And you know what I mean? Like we are Russia right now. We're operating like Russia or Benjamin Netanyahu, just fucking absolute cruelty. Okay? Not okay, dude.
Have you been contacted by anyone from the federal government? FBI?
No, I have
Border
not.
Patrol, Homeland Security?
I do have a legal team now who are fielding much of that, and I am no longer accessible in those ways.
I talked to your attorney this morning. She said she had not received any outreach from the FBI or anybody from the federal government.
I do not think they have my name yet. Obviously, they will.
You've given testimony to state investigators.
Yes.
Do you have confidence in a federal investigation?
No. No, I do not. I have faith in various representatives throughout our country who are trying to do the right thing and make sure that justice is served. I have faith in our local government in Minnesota. I think they are wanting to make sure to protect us and investigate it thoroughly, but they are trying to block that from happening. They wouldn't even let the investigative team come to the crime scene. I mean, their goal is to protect themselves and to spin stories.
It's incredible to me, though, that 4 days after this shooting, you have not been contacted by anybody from the FBI or the federal government. Right. What does that tell you?
That they're protecting themselves and they don't care about the truth of what happened.
All right, so if you're wondering who she is, guys, okay, it had her name, Stella, right? What was her name? Stella Carlson. So she was ground zero. She was the woman, I'm going to show you the photograph. Everybody was looking for her. Okay, when this thing initially broke out, she was the woman in the pink jacket that was on the other side that was filming this whole thing. Okay, now, when this first happened, a couple of things went down. Okay, they were detaining witnesses. Okay, 𝗏𝗏, I believe 𝗏𝗏 is the name of their... Right, 𝗏𝗏 is the name of their ICE detention center or whatever, their ICE center there in the Minneapolis area. ICE were grabbing people that were witnesses and taking them to 𝗏𝗏. We don't know what was going on. Presumably, they were trying to confiscate video or what have you. She immediately, there was some suspicion that she may have been picked up, but she got out, she got away, and now the FBI has not even talked to her, okay? They have not talked to her. Why? Because the FBI is not investigating this. The FBI, their only role has been to prevent an investigation. They put out fake statements with the DHS. They put out fake statements with Bovino and the CBP. They immediately, all of these agents scattered like cockroaches. We haven't even identified the guy with the Texas sticker on his backpack who pulled the trigger. Okay, we don't even know Who are the two guys that shot this dude? We don't even know who they are, okay? They have been protecting their identities. They moved them out of state right away. It is like corruption like you wouldn't believe. And then Minneapolis, the local and the state of Minnesota have been trying to investigate this, and the FBI has been trying to shut them down. The FBI has been trying to, like, it wouldn't give them access to the crime scene. It wouldn't give them access to any of the evidence, et cetera, et cetera. So they've been having to go in a roundabout way to even investigate this, because it's not even like the federal government is not investigating it. The federal government is actively trying to cover it up. Bro, this is like insane. Like I've said, and what's happening though, guys, is it's happening right in front of us. This cover up is happening right in front of us. Right in front of us. You know, we're literally watching the FBI cover this up right in broad daylight. It's like they're wiping the prints off the gun right in the middle of the road and being like, hey guys, I just wiped the prints off. Fuck you. Fuck off. I can do whatever I want. Dude, it is maddening. Okay? But you know what else it is, guys? It's filling me with like a steely resolve of like, man, I'm gonna fight. I am like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you want to go that route where not only do you try to murder us, but then you laugh in our face afterwards? All right, that's fine. You want to go that route? Let's fucking go. That's my philosophy. I am not afraid of like fascism or a government takeover. I'm more like, yeah, you fucked with the wrong guy. Okay? That's my take on this. And I encourage you to get into your inner self, your inner competitive self. And because we all need to start adopting the attitude of DHS, FBI, Donald Trump, CBP, ICE, you have fucked with the wrong Americans. Okay? Right? You think we're going to disappear if you start killing us? No. Okay? You think we're going to get quiet if you start threatening our lives? No, man. You have fucked with the wrong Americans. Okay? You have. Because I'm just getting started, bro. I am not afraid of these guys. Okay? I am not, dude. Fuck that shit. Okay? We are gonna put the screws to these guys. We are gonna take back the House. We're gonna take back the presidency, and then we are gonna hold some people accountable. All right? Accountability is coming. You know? All right? Now we're gonna dance, though. Right now, I'm putting all vengeance aside, dude, and we're gonna dance. Okay? That's what we're doing. Holy shnikes, bro. You know? Dance party. You guys made it happen, boss. Dude. James, let's go. Thank you for lifting spirits once again tonight, boss. I got you, James. Thank you, brother. Yeah. I do, though. I feel like I'm gonna age about 100 years, though, dude. Do you guys feel that? That, like, I went into this administration at 55, and I think I'm gonna come out at, like, 130? Right? Dude, you know what I'm saying? Dude, that's what's going on, boss. We went in at 55 and we're coming out at fucking, 130. Oh shit, dude. Jesus. Oh, fuck. Stretch time. Oh. Yeah, no, tonight was good. Tonight was focused. Focused. Yeah, baby. You ready? All right. You gotta get into it. Let's get it going, baby. Let's get it going. Get it go, get it go, get it go. Thank you for the laughs. You're welcome. Thank you guys for all the support. Appreciate it. Keep watching those videos on YouTube. Appreciate you guys. Noti's on. Right? Let's go. Spread them, share them. We'll get them out there. Dude, hopefully soon we'll be expanding. I wanna like do some debates or some shit, boss. That's what I want. I want to be big enough to fucking get included in some debating scenarios, right? Right? It's got to be happening at some point in the not too distant future, right? All right, but right now we're gonna dance, baby. Oh. Dude, that was spirited. Tripping. Let's go, guys. Thank you again for a fantastic fucking stream. I will see you guys tomorrow. Good night. Whoa.
what I think. I will drown in pink. Yeah, 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 yeah. Paint away day and night, 6 hearts, hope I'm okay. You're alright, goodbye then if you dare. Someone new is pulling everywhere. I'm afraid to let them, nothing is what I